Hello, hello! Welcome to the stream! I've pulled this really far. I've bonked the camera somehow. That's what's happening. Okay. Readjusting. Welcome to today's stream. Today we are continuing on with, I think it's episode 5 of SCARLET HOLLOw. I'm very excited. I hope everyone's been doing well. Hope you've had a good weekend. If you're on the coast, that's what I'm missing. Hold on. Can't read if I can't see. Ooh, there's stuff on my glasses. Okay. It's on the inside. I should probably clean these soon. That's some nice ASMR for you guys. With all of my voice acting, I'm doing a lot of those like little grunts and sighs and exhales. And figuring out how to do that into the mic without like peaking the mic or like, yeah. It's been an interesting and fun journey. I hope everyone's ready and excited. I have no clue what we're getting into. I have there is sensitive content warning. There's a lot of death in this game, a lot of spooky things. It's often very clear when these things happen. Hi, sweetheart. What's the goal? What's the aim? It's very exciting. It's a new little mat. I got a new desk mat today. I got it from Onsta. Hi, sweetheart. Look, it's Squid. There's space for you to be in the area. Okay. I don't remember her full handle, but if you look up Onsta Sonic Shadow IBS, I'm sure you'll find it. But it's this giant desk mat, and I first heard of my favorite streamers using... Sorry, I'm just adjusting some wiring that should have gotten adjusted a while ago. My favorite streamers had this desk mat on their desk, well, one of their desks, and they were talking about it. And it was the particular design that they shared t-shirts of, where one was Shadow and it said, "I love someone with IBS." And the other one was Sonic and it said, "You know what makes me go fast? IBS." And they had that as a desk mat, and there was so much room on there. And I have a full glass desk. So having a desk mat with a lot of space for me to use my mouse and everything on, I thought it would be very nice. And I just got it in today, and I was correct. It's so nice. Yeah. I don't know. Not much has... If you're on the West Coast, I don't think I ever finished that thought. Hope you're feeling safe. With all of these recent earthquakes. I woke up to the one at 5 a.m. this morning, and I live in like a rickety attic in an old house, so I feel every single tremor. I live across the street from a milk factory, like they do a bunch of like dairy stuff, and I feel the trucks rumbling as they come by, just a little bit, not a lot. But that one this morning was insane. It shook everything. I was very thankful that Squid was sleeping with me on the bed all night, so that when I felt it, I shot up and I grabbed him, because he was, of course, immediately freaked out because this was a bigger tremor than the other ones had been. And for the other ones, he just sort of looked up and looked at where he assumed the noise was coming from, and then it stopped and he went back to sleep. And to his credit, that also happened this time, but I first had to hold him still and be like, "It's okay, baby. It's okay. Listen, we're going to get through this all calm style." And we got through it calm style. and it didn't get worse or exceed like a minute, because if it exceeded a minute, that was when I was going to be like, okay, time to shove him in his kennel, grab my little go bag, grab his little go bag, and get out of here. We are fine though, and everything is fine. The frequency in which these earthquakes have been the frequency with which these earthquakes have been happening has been concerning, but not concerning. You know, like, I'm sure some big natural disaster is headed our way soon. I was reading some articles about it. You know how articles get you all like, world is doomed, there's nothing we can do. Which is why I try to read them as little as possible and listen to my friends and what they take away from it. Which isn't to say that I don't read up on these things. It's just that with how the internet is these days, if you're not careful, then you can just get stuck in these holes. And I know that my mind runs at like 1,000,000 miles a minute. So if I engage too much with anything, then I will just get stuck in a hole. I know that about me, and I know these sort of like boundaries within myself that I should be holding. And oftentimes I do feel guilty about not being as knowledgeable or well-read as other people, but to be able to both function and be as helpful as possible, sometimes you've got to find a balance is really what it is you've got to figure, everyone has their own balance, and there's some people who can handle like all of this information coming at them at once, and I thought I was that person for a little bit when I was like in my early 20s, and I'm not, and I recognize that now. Yeah, I've been talking for a bit. Let's get into it. Oh. Well, usually you're so good at this part. Can you... Is it because I've not clicked on it? No. Capture Scarlet Hollow, please. Thank you. Okay. Continue. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, this is cute. But like, hello? Booksmart, keen eye, mystic, powerful build. Select 3. Oh, I think this is a continuation of when I'd quickly gone into hardcore mode to see what a certain thing was like. So I'm just gonna quickly save that down here and then load Busly. Yes. Okay, we're good. We're fine. I got really worried there for a second. Oh my god. Did I accidentally click hardcore mode? Maybe I did. Also, thank you to Romeo Juliet Victor for subscribing. I appreciate it. I am not that big yet. There's not really any fun things I can offer you. I'm hoping to start making emotes soon. I don't know if that's allowed, but if it is, we're going to get an emote of my cat and my sister's dog, and maybe my friend's animals as well, and perhaps some creatures that I've drawn already. We'll see. Okay. Continue. Okay. No, what do you mean? But isn't the new episode out today? Is it not out yet? I was told it's out today. Was I being lied to maliciously and with intent? If I was, I might just start a little romance-only thing in hardcore mode. Just to do it. Hold on, let me double check. Because I figured it would have been out by 4 p.m. So I didn't bother double checking. That's on me. This is the problem with not being fully informed sometimes, is that sometimes you're wrong. Scarlet Hollow, episode 5. Okay. I guess maybe that was just hearsay? They posted an update about episode 5, January 2024. Well, maybe I was lied to maliciously and with intent. Who knows? Okay, well, I'll do one more double check. That was okay. Well, they had a major update today. Has yet to step through the entire updated first episode of the game for free. That's nice. So they have, hold on. So anyone watching, if you're a new cousin who has yet to step foot in Scarlet Hollow, now's the best time there's ever been to do so. You can play the entire updated first episode of the game for free with the Steam demo, and your saves will automatically transfer to the full game whenever you're ready to continue. Improved player agency. That's so cool. User interface and visual overhaul. But given new content, all the best. The goal of this update is to serve as a soft relaunch of the game, complete with large expansions on the first 2 episodes. Oh! So it wasn't that they'd uploaded episode 5, it's that they updated the whole fucking game. Jesus Christ. Well, now I think we just have to start a whole new stream game. What should I name them? Let's name them Sonic, because I'm looking at him. Sonatoland. We love her. And she's going to be hot. And oh no. What do I want? Chat, what do I want? It's just me now. I don't have someone else to defer the decision to. Okay. So, my thinking is either mystical, keen eye, or street. I didn't feel right saying it like that. I wanted to separate the words to make sure they were separate separate, but Kenai, like the name. I want to know. Hold on, real quick. Is that a real? Is that actually native? Shut up. Didn't eat a word. It means meadow, open area with a few trees. It's like a valley. That's cute. What tribe does Kenai belong to? Kenaitza. That makes sense. I love learning things about my people. Sorry. So, Kenai, Mystic, and Street Smart are sort of my go-tos. My thoughts. Because I think Mystic will get us a lot in regards to knowing what's going on with all of the supernatural stuff. I think Kenai is good in general. I think Street Smart is always good as someone who mains rogues. I also don't really remember what. I think we were Mystic and Kenai with Busley. That makes sense. So I might go Hot and Street Smart. But we went Hot and Street Smart in the other one. But I think I'm still going to do it. That's just who I am, I guess. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. I'm so excited to just do another run, though, is the thing. I haven't actually been able to play it in my spare time. It's because every time I'm at the computer, I go, well, I should do some work. And then I'm not actually playing game. I'm going to put my phone over there so I stop looking at it. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in SCARLET HOLLOW. You can't even see it. You can see the sky. Every time I think about it, I don't want to put myself up here because so many characters live here or right here. So I don't want to actually move either of these boxes. And I'm reading the stuff for you anyways. So anyway, as I was saying, I want to, Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Feigning illness. You begin to cough and your eyes start to water on command. Pretending to be sick has always been one of the better ways to get people to leave you alone in strange places. Oh, you're sick? That's all right. I'm pretty sure I've already had whatever you got. I'm sick all the time. Gotta keep my immune system on its toes, Jesus. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot. So I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked, so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that. We've been on or off for about a year. So it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real. And geez, you ever get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? Did he say she tried to break up with him? You can't even begin to imagine what that might feel like. Oops. Wow. That's fine. You can't even begin to imagine what that might feel like. Nobody's ever broken up with you. Just now why when I ask you to do that, that's what happens. You are so annoying. I guess this is fine. Whatever. I'm gonna stop finagling with it. It's just gonna make it worse, and you're just gonna stand here watching my hand go in front of the screen, which isn't entertaining. Anyways, I honestly can't say anybody's ever tried to break up with me. Stop trying to get a rise out of me. Yeah, I feel like killing someone right now, actually. No, not really. Oh yeah, all the time. Never followed through with it, of course. Why are you telling me this? You don't know me. I've never felt that way about another person. I find it alarming that you have. I have never felt that way about another person, and I find it alarming that you have. That's not Sonic's voice, and that's fine. And that's not the voice I'm going to use for us for the playthrough. I can't. You're young. You'll get it when someone tries to break your heart one day. It changes a person. Makes them think things they never thought they could. I agree with the last sentence. I don't agree with the sentiment that it would make you want to kill someone. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Hey, driver, how much longer till the next stop? 10 minutes. Everything all right back there? Everything's fine. You don't have to bring the driver into this. We're just chatting. We're pals. Okay. Hey, what's with this, buddy? Look, fatherhood's just scary, that's all. Plus, her mom's there, so it's not like she's alone. Her mom doesn't like me much, so I'd probably just make things super stressful. I can't imagine why. She'll understand. She's chill. Anyway, where'd you say you were headed? I didn't. Scarlet Hollow. Don't answer. You don't say a word. The last thing you need right now is for him to know where you're going to be staying for the next week. If you aren't getting off at my stop, then you must be headed to Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holla, as they call it in this part. That's the only other stop till this bus turns around. I ride it pretty often, so I'd know. Almost nobody ever goes up that way. Though actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holla, you see? And there's always a job listing or two on the board around there. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks. But my buddies got desperate enough to try it. Haven't heard from them in a while now, to think of it. I should see if they're on Facebook, see what they're doing up there. I hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely to meet you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip. Sometimes speaking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Like how you love boiled peanuts. or how you're actually allergic to peanuts, and I guess I'll take the peanuts. You take the peanuts. Thanks. You're welcome. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. Okay. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. Arrives Monday. Departs a minute later. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk, though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Ooh. I love hot chocolate. I hate chocolate, but I love hot chocolate. Hey, Sonic. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Make a good first impression with a winning smile. Offer her your boiled peanuts as a condolence. Looks like somebody needs a hug. Hey, Tabitha, give her your condolences. Remain silent. Make a good first impression. You've never met someone who is able to resist your ability to make a good first impression. You flash a soft smile and give your condolences. Tabitha, it's so nice to finally meet you. I was sorry to hear about your mom. Thanks. For a brief moment, Tabitha is put at ease before she quickly straightens up, and the annoyance returns to her face. It might not have been much, but you can confidently notch up another victory courtesy of the winning Sonic smile. Come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip: dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. How are you holding up? I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club now, huh? I can't believe we've actually never met before this. You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. Look, I don't know what my mom did to piss off this side of the family, and I know you're going through a lot right now, but that comment was unnecessary. Is there bad blood between us? You don't know me, and I don't know what my mom's problem was with this side of the family. I don't know why my mom left and what kind of grudge she had against this side of the family, but I'm sorry. I wish I'd know about you. Is there bad blood between us? You don't know me, and I don't know what my mom's problem was with this side of the family. Your cousin stares straight ahead, her expression icy. Okay. I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club now, huh? Your cousin turns to you with an icy glare. Maybe this would have worked to ease the tension if she were someone else, but she isn't. She turns back to the road, her expression cold and unforgiving. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. Ooh. Thank you so much, Erratic Publication, and goodbye. We love a bot. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. Ooh, I do love all the little details. Ah, so cool, so groovy. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, the bathroom, and the kitchen. And the hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. It's beautiful. I don't think I've ever been in a building that feels as powerful as this. Cool, thanks. So you live here? It's beautiful. This place is falling apart. I thought y'all were loaded. Can't you afford to fix this dump? It's beautiful. It is. The estate was the prize jewel of this region for a long time. It's quite a magnificent piece of architecture, even now. Shall we begin our tour? Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name's Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixins for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Yes, of course, my autistic queen. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip: some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. I've always dreamed of having a kitchen like this. Someone cleans this place? You said someone actually cleans this place? Have you ever actually seen that happen, or does this person just say they did it and leave? This is so nice. It's nice. Awesome, I love PB&J. Is there somewhere in town to buy food? What if I want ice cream? What's next? I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I wouldn't be going with you. General store? How very folksy. But I'm your guest. Oh, I didn't actually budget for groceries this week. Sweet, thanks. Sweet, thanks. I should check that Discord because that's where work happens now. Nope. We're fine. No work happening there. I'm gonna put a pillow on this chair soon. Jesus. I'm not that, well, I was about to be like, I'm not that small in real life, guys. I kind of am. And that's okay. I'm like on the tall side of small. So when I'm very open with being a small person, people go, no, you're not that small. I know smaller people than you. I'm like, that doesn't mean I'm not small. I need a step stool to get things in my house. And that's okay. It's like a lesser version of fat phobia. Like, it's definitely not at that level, but it's got parallels. It's interesting. It's interesting the way people react when you're comfortable with being a little outside the norm. Cool, good talk. Thank you. This is so nice. It's so much bigger than what I'm used to in the city. Is that a kitchen island? It is. Thank you. Awesome. I love PB&J. How'd you know it was one of my favorites? It looks like your famous smile doesn't run in the family. Oh, I didn't, but good for you. All right, what's next on the tour? Bathroom. Follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. I forgot I was doing my mystery voice. Is that your cat? What's its name? Frou Frou. Do not try to pet her. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. My cat's like that. You decide to follow Tabitha's advice. Shall we move on? The bathroom awaits. I think I'm a lot like Tabitha in many ways. You once again follow Tabitha through the long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom? Not much to show, it's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must, if you must. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. And someone left their toothbrush in a little bit of wine or blood or hair dye? It's hair dye. Why is there hair dye? It's like blonde hair dye. Interesting. Lift toilet seat. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. I can't not imagine our player as I always imagine our player as having a penis, specifically for that, so I don't have to touch the toilet as much as I would have if I had anything else. So, that's a fun fact about me and all of the characters I play in this stream of Scarlet Hollow in this game. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest bedroom. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Jenny wash them last week. I had to do a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. This is great. Way nicer than what I'm used to. What a dump. I hate it. Seems a little dusty. Who used to sleep here? Guests. I guess I'll start to get settled. This is great. Way nicer than I'm used to. I can't say I'm surprised. Each and every piece of furniture in this room is genuine antique, handed down through the family for generations. This is not an IKEA bedroom or whatever such nonsense you're used to in the city. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me, I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Tip: some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away and others down the line. Hey, so is it cool if I have people over at some point this week? Where are you going? What am I supposed to do while you're gone? Are you sure you can't take the day off? You asked me to come here, but you're asking how pissed off that I actually came. What's going on with you? Are you sure you're okay? Hey, are you sure you're doing okay? You seem kind of upset. I'm fine. I just need to get back to work. I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door, and now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. Go straight to the forbidden wing of the estate. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going into the forbidden wings of the estate. Except for the locks and chains sealing them shut. An insurmountable obstacle for most, but a mild inconvenience for you. Whoop! As the lock falls, the doors moan open, revealing the entrance to what once must have been an incredibly lavish ballroom. Faintly in the distance, you can hear the quiet notes of an old piano playing from another room. The forbidden wings are yours to explore. Enter. You can see why your cousin warned you against coming here. It's clear that the chaos of nature is doing its best to reclaim this place. Years of detritus have piled here like gathering leaves, and the tiled floor has been torn apart, destroying the order that once made this place beautiful. The piano you heard from outside the ballroom has grown louder. Wherever it is, it's nearby. Maybe it's just a self-playing model. Or maybe you aren't as alone here as you thought. You make your way over to the piano covering the far wall. It's a family tree. Angry scratches cover the space where your mother should be. Okay. As far as you can tell, there are 3 exits to the ballroom. There is, of course, the door you came through, and on your far right is a door beyond a broken floor, a dead end. Across the room from where you entered is the 3rd and final exit, a glass doorway you can just barely make out from behind a pile of broken furniture. You move to investigate it more closely. As you approach, the playing grows clearer. Without a doubt, the piano is behind this door. Though you try with all your might, it's just too heavy for you to do anything more than budget. Okay. You return to the entrance of the sealed wing and carefully reattach the locks. After what you've seen and heard in the ballroom, you weigh how much longer you should even stay in the estate on your own. Settle into your room. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. Put your spare clothes in the dresser. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet, but angry. Do you want some nut? You hold out your still dripping bag of boiled peanuts. Oh! The opossum hisses in disgust, stiffens, and begins to drool, feigning death. Okay, you close the drawer. You might as well leave it be. You open the top drawer next. It's empty. As good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag. But there's no going back now. Check the closet. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Pick up the doll. She's so cute. Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up and examine it more closely. Its foot reads property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you. But what if I want to? I'm tiny again. You close the closet behind you. Look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have little goldfish in it, and drink floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Yeah, you'd definitely do that. Just not right now. Examine the painting. This must be an older relative of yours, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt or cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for a conversation. That's enough. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Might as well head to town. Now that you're settled in, there's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between you two clean and bury some of the tension, though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. Continue down the path. It's really pretty out here. Continue down the path. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. A baby! My baby girl! Gretchen, come back! I haven't seen you around here before. The young woman is noticeably flustered by your appearance. It's a phenomenon that you, as a hot? I'm gonna try and adjust this again, I'm sorry. Hot? Sorry about Gretchen. She can be very slippery when she wants to be. Hope she didn't scare you. A pug, she's so cute. Tell me more about this wonderful creature. I don't do too well with dogs. Is that supposed to be a dog? Introduce yourself. I am in love with this dog and wish to know everything there is to know about her. Gladly. Her favorite food is cheese whiz. Her favorite toy is an old sock I sewed to look like a squirrel, and her favorite show is Murder, She Wrote. Sometimes I leave it on in the background while I'm working to give her something to do. She'll actually sit in her little bed and watch it, like an old lady with her programs. That's so cute. How'd you first meet her? My mom was a vet, and she used to visit the regional animal shelter on weekends to do checkups. When I was really young, I'd go with her to volunteer, which really meant I'd do a little bit of manual labor, then play with the dogs for the rest of the day. One weekend, believe it or not, someone dropped off this little 1-year-old pug that had outgrown its cute puppy stage. When I went to clean her kennel, she looked up at me with those big, watery, nervous eyes, wagging her entire butt and whimpering like no one had ever loved her before. I could not fall head over heels, you know. My parents were rugged mountain folk, so they weren't big on toy breeds, and at first they refused to even consider adopting poor Gretchen. But I kept visiting her every week, and soon enough they caved and let me take her home. My dad was still wasn't too keen on her at first, but soon enough he was taking her out on the trail like she was a hound dog. Sorry for talking your ear off, but I can't help it. I could prattle on about Gretchen for hours. But what am I doing? I got so caught up in the excitement of meeting someone new that I entirely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? I'm not gonna offer her the boiled funeral. The boiled peanuts. The boiled funeral. Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Sonic. You must be Terry's cousin, right? That's the only person I can think of that would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her. All alone up in that big house. I'm sorry, did you say Tabby? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so... Oh, you want to know? I'm sorry, did you say Tabby? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so... cute. She did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's doing okay. It's looking good. I don't know that I've encountered any of the full update material yet, but I love everything still. Part of me does think that this around here got a little update, like it looks see-through the leaves, but I don't know if that's just because I wasn't paying attention to the leaves before. She seems all right. I don't know how she's doing and I don't care. I'm worried about her too. She's always been a little rough around the edges, but I figure she'd probably have a rough go of things. She and her mom were really close. She's been up in that old mansion all by herself. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. Come on. She's really not worth your time? We have the choice to be such a dickhead. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's real small, so everyone's known everyone else as far back as they can remember. Tubby and I got a little close when we were both in the school production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Hot flirt lie. I normally have a rule against accepting strange food invitations from people I don't know, but I'll make an exception because you're pretty. Oh, because we accepted the boiled nuts. So it is inherently a lie. I understand. Biscuits, your treat. Hell yeah. Oh my god. I definitely think there's a couple of new options here. Do I want to flirt with her? Because here's my problem. If I flirt with everyone, which I'm kind of planning to do, she's with me all the time, and I would feel so bad. Because I care about her. But if she's the only one I'm not flirting with, it's like, why are you about? You know? Biscuits, your treat, hell yeah. Awesome. Let's go. Hello. Ooh. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize a stranger has entered the establishment. Hey everyone, I'm Sonic, just in town for the funeral. Nice to meet y'all. The woman behind the counter beams back at you. Hello there, and welcome to the holler. You just let us know if you need anything, okay? You nod politely, giving a small wave as you and Stella slide into the nearest booth. Looks like you'll probably be the talk of the town for a while, my beautiful girl. It's not often folks around here meet many strangers, and with who you're related to, well, folks love their gossip, you know? Hey, Stella, I went ahead and fixed you a cup of coffee. They quietly place a cup of coffee in front of Stella. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Tip, you can hit the H button on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. Oh, but you can't see her. Where's webcam? There she is, framed beautifully in my webcam. Put me back. Okay. Okay. And what about you, stranger? Anything I can get you? No. Stella said she's buying, so I'll have one of everything, please, and thank you. How about we start off with some biscuits and coffee? No problem. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss. One of everything, huh? Normally I'd love to, but I've got to head out in not too long. Anyway, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyways. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral, too, so it'll be a special occasion. Sounds neat. I'm not going to lie, none of that really... Sounds neat. Maybe I'll check some of these things out. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? What's your angle here? What's it to you? We just met. I don't have to tell you my plans. Honestly, no clue. I'm sure I'll be able to occupy myself. Probably just do what I can to support Tabitha through this. I kind of assumed I'll spend my time trying to help Tabitha, but with how quickly she ran off today, I'm not sure that's enough for a full schedule. What's your angle? My angle? I would never have an angle. She definitely has an angle. Okay, so my job means I spend a lot of time in the woods with a camera, and it's always better when someone else is there to... Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Hey, Winnie wanted to give you a biscuit on the house. She sends her condolences. Thanks, Avery. It looks great. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch, buttery warmth emanating from its surface. I wonder how my wonderful friend Frankie's scones turned out today. I should text her about that later. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Oop. Whoa. This is a really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. You're the only person I know who's been on the news. If that's not famous, then I don't know what is. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Ugh, you and everyone else, am I right, guys? I say to the VOD watchers on YouTube. Cool, what kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Sonic. It's amazing. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. You know, the controversial one. I don't know. Oh, yeah. The Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it really wound up doing numbers. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single site, and 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all they had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. Okay. You remain silent. Perplexing, right? Never liked darker colored coffee. The lighter the coffee is, the better. I've never been a fan of coffee in general. Unsurprisingly, my comment section went nuts with this footage. There were Twitter polls for days, and I even had real experts weighing in. It was a really cool experience, and it meant the video hit some pretty great numbers, too. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. There's always people keeping those things as exotic pets. Kind of a Suagator type situation. Yeah, exactly. Some exotic pet owners set it free, and now it'll forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with my friends anyways. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Okay. Ew, stinky. That's what they say. You should be able to smell it before you see it, according to some sources. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck, playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against darkened sky? That sort of thing? It's a date. That depends. Will Gretchen be there? Absolutely. Against my better judgment? Yes. It's not like I have anything else going on. Are you nuts? Are you actually asking me, a stranger, to do this? About a rain check. I don't know, Stella. I'm kind of wiped. I think I'm good. I'm sure Tabitha's expected to be home by some point. It's a date. Cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, but it's just been me and Gretchen for quite a while. I miss those two. Our videos were terrible. Maybe you'll get the chance to meet them later this week. So, we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. You reach into your pocket and pull out a single crumpled dollar bill and a quarter. As long as you don't get sick of peanut butter and jelly, your meals will be free while you're here. Share the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. So pretty. We're gonna fall on the church. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You are in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel strangely calm. I'm being as nice as possible, but all I have as wealth is $1. You know? And if all you can give is $1, that's giving 100%. You feel strangely calm. The setting sun paints beautiful colors in the sky. Fresh air fills your lungs, and pleasant songs of crickets trill around you as night descends. This is where you're supposed to be, with Stella by your side, a sweet smile on her face, and Gretchen plodding along in front without a care in the world. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Baby girl, baby girl, baby girl, baby girl. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? What's the weirdest thing you've seen out here, other than things cryptid related, of course? Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, there's always the deer I saw stealing baby birds out of a nest and eating them. That was pretty messed up. But I think most people know about that these days. I've seen tons of videos of other deer doing it, so I'm not sure if it counts as weird anymore. Oh, Tetanus Lake. That's definitely the weirdest. It's a 5-foot deep, 30-foot wide pile of old cans and assorted garbage with grass and trees growing on it. So you could barely tell it was there until you stepped on it. It's practically solid ground with how much it had been compressed, but you could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Better be up on your shots if you want to mess around in there. It's all stuff from the 50s too, which is super neat. I salvaged a few bottles that I keep on my dresser as a little souvenir. Let's move on. Did you hear that? Hey. Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Oh, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie, just old Duke. Now what the hell are you looking for way out here? Skunk ape. Sorry I asked. And who's this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick, aren't you? Is that... Yep. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Another stranger, another opportunity for a salty introduction. I'm not gonna give him the nuts. I don't know who I'm gonna give the nuts to, but every time I'm given the option to offer the nuts, it never seems like an appropriate time to offer the nuts. Because it's always just when I first meet people. That's the only time I'm ever allowed to give people nuts. You once again remember the dripping bag of boiled peanuts you have on your Why didn't we put that in the room with our other shit? You briefly consider offering them to Duke before realizing it would probably be more of an insult than anything else. You keep them hidden away. Now both of y'all head back onto town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter, and I wouldn't be too appreciative if a couple of fools with a camera scared away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damned camera down. Oh, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help you out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best. That you did, but I've yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it. The way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chunkabunkas or whatever have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week and can't afford to lose many more than that. Huh. I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no skunk ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damned mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. These sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. It couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 90s, and even those were iffy. No, anyway. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple of school-age Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of these woods at dawn. And if you two don't want to face a full buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. Hold on. I'm going to double check if that's work again. No, we are super fine. But we were here first. Okay, we'll go home. What? Good. I'm glad you got some sense. Still, I need somebody like that around. But I've got a film tonight. Hold on. Okay. Oh. We're good. We're fine. And we're groovy. Why isn't there an option to toss them away? Anyone ever had boiled peanuts? I'm Texan and I've never heard of them. I did not hear of them until I played this game. It seems not good. It seems bad. It seems really bad because they get boiled in the casing too. I'm sure I'll be able to like throw them at a monster or something later. I've gotta. Right? If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. No, Stella, we should leave. We should leave and we shouldn't come back. You turn and wink at Stella as subtly as you can. She immediately picks up what you're putting down. All right, Duke, maybe you've got a point. Come on, Sonic, let's go back to town. Maybe my viewers won't be too angry with me. Glad to hear you finally seeing some sense, Stella. You two run along now and play it safe. Well played, Sonic. Really threw him off the trail by pretending we're going back to town. Now come on. I know we can loop around without him noticing. Can we actually go back to town, though? Wait, you don't want to dip out now. The sun's about to set. Things are about to get good, I know it. But I don't want to accidentally get shot. I'm just coming to my senses. I can't believe I almost followed you into the woods at night. There's nothing out there and I'm tired. I'm going home. I don't even know you. Tabitha's getting really worried. What's your deal? Why are you so pushy? That's definitely a new option. They're giving you a whole lot more options to be a dickhead. And sure, I guess I'll stick around for sunset. Great, I promise it'll be chill. If it makes you feel any better, not much usually happens on these hikes. We'll probably just head home pretty soon after it gets dark. Duke will never know we were up here. There's a great overlook just up the path. We can start there. God, I wonder why. I don't know you and I'm not here for you. Tabitha would hate it if she found out I risked my life for some stranger's video. Dude, we just met. We're not friends. Are you really willing to risk your life for some YouTube video that'll net, what, a few hundred views? Maybe a few thousand? I know I'm not. There's no such thing as cryptids. This isn't fun anymore. Okay, fine. I'll help, but this better not end with either of us dead in a ditch. I'm sorry. I don't think I knew how much this meant to you. I'll come with. Run away? I think this is a little bit of a glitch because none of this feels like an appropriate response to what we just said. Oh, the menu. Oh my God. It's so pretty. Okay. I'm here and I'm locked in and I'm paying attention. Okay, fine. I'll help, but this is better not end up with either of us dead in a ditch. I guess. Great. promise it'll be chill. If it makes you feel any better, not much usually happens on these. Yeah. You said that. She said that. It's fine. They just updated. There's allowed to be bugs. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Ahem. As night falls, my new assistant, the gorgeous Sonic, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern ridge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. I can take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scene once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all this gorgeous scenery. I've seen better. Not a fan of the bugs. Quietly look into Stella's eyes. It's breathtaking, and the air is so clean and fresh. I feel like I'm breathing for the first time. It is. I'm glad you came out here. Gretchen has no appreciation for beautiful mountain vistas, and it's getting old saying, wow, into an empty expanse every time I come out here. It's nice to have someone to say wow with. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud percussive snort. Oh no, the skunk ape has found us. No, it is we who are the hunted. Haha, I wish. That's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd about a big scary predator like us. Let's check it out. Yucky. Yucky thing coming. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. Whoop! A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of the light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. And then it's gone. Geez, Gretchen, calm down. You're going to hurt yourself. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato, and they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? There was something wrong with that deer. Did you see its face? Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. I'd bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger. Poor thing, but there's not much we can do about it. It's never too late to turn back. I don't actually think I'm really cut out for this sort of thing. Those deer genuinely spooked me. I don't know if you want me weighing you down. Don't be so hard on yourself. You just aren't accustomed to the sound of the forests yet. When you go on your first few night hikes, everything sounds like some horrible monster that's just waiting for an opportunity to shred you to bits. But eventually, you realize it's mostly deer and raccoons, which probably won't go after you. Probably. Here, take a quick snack break before we get into the night's activities. Maybe some food will help settle your nerves. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. Trail mix extra M&M. Snack bar. Apricot. Sesame stick. No thanks. Give me some of them sesame sticks. Stella being pushy, more direct. That may come off rude than being an a-hole and choosing an asshole. You grab a handful of sesame sticks. The one snack I didn't make myself. I was hoping to wow you with my cooking skills, but I guess they'll have to wait for some other time. Still a tasty choice. The chips of the hiking trail. Some would say chips are the chips of the hiking trail, but who would bring such a delicate, space-consuming snack in their pack when they could fit another bottle of water or more snacks? Oh, You can't see it. Hold on. Nope, that wasn't the right box. Eyeballs. Hold on. Now that I did that, I should... Okay, everything's all in order. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me what it's like in Sonato. I forgot that's what I called it. I think this is a new scene. Like new scenery. Do you have a house? An apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Sonic. Why do you want to know? I live in a dingy studio apartment. I live in a closet in a house with 10 roommates. I live in a doorless basement that floods whenever it rains. I live in an apartment with a difficult roommate. I live in a 12 by 12 shed in someone's yard. I live in an internet cafe. I live in a shed. Well, let's be true to me right now. I live in a dingy studio apartment. And I love it. It's a little cramped. The lights flicker. The toilet's constantly getting backed up because the lady upstairs keeps flushing her cat litter. It smells like cigarettes for some reason, but it's mine. I mean, technically it's the landlady's, but I don't have to share it with anybody. It's a mess, but it's my mess, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, that's a great way to look at things. I can't imagine what it'd be like to share your place with people you don't know. Speaking of, it's got to be wild staying with Tabby, for both of you. So what do you do for a living? I build programmatic ads for a company nobody's ever heard of. I sell arts and crafts on Etsy. I'm a first-year associate at a big law firm. I'm a streamer. I'm a student. I'm a teacher. I'm in the service industry. I'm a streamer. I'm actually a streamer. You're on stream right now, baby girl. Because, I don't think she ever faced us like this before. I'm continuing to sync off screen still. Oh, no way. A fellow content creator. Redraw the sprites and look at the details. Abby. I love Abby Howard. Oh, wait. They're full redesigns? Yeah, I guess. I like that her sleeves poof up. Like my Letterman jacket sleeves poof up. I guess we got a lot in common, Sonic. What are the odds? What sort of streams do you do? I play video games. I do art. I teach people how to cook. I play music. I play video games. I mostly stream video games, much like the one you're in right now, ma'am. That's cool. I'll have to check out your channel sometime this week. How do you like it? I wouldn't trade it for the world. I used to like it, but now I don't know. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Most people tend to raise their eyebrows when I tell them what I do, but I love it. It might not be much, but it makes me feel like I'm taking control of my own destiny. That's not exactly why I love it, but Sonic can love it the way he wants to. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up what I do for anything. A crisp breeze passes over you. You can't help but shake the feeling that you're being watched. Yeah, the guy over here that I just showed everyone. Baby go, baby go, baby, baby, baby go. You scan the tree line, but whatever might be out there is nowhere to be seen. It just left. What about you? What's your story? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside of town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. I gather your parents aren't exactly around anymore. Yep, you got it. They died a few years back. But it's okay, I've done my mourning. Life goes on, and we still get to live in our beautiful family home. Just me and Gretchen. It could be a lot worse. What were they like? Did you get along? They were amazing. Two of the nicest people you ever met. interesting too. My dad was a bit of a regional legend among hunters and trappers. He was always out in the woods on the trail of something, and we certainly had some interesting dinners because of him. I get that. One of my favorite meats is moose. We used to have yearly moose burger barbecues, and it was the most delightful thing in the world. I got to, and there was always the tradition of secretly feeding my grandmother moose burger because she claims she hates moose. It's so disgusting and nasty, and I don't really agree with doing this. I always found it weird, but also it happened every year. So at some point she would have had to she would have to figure out that it would be happening. But also, if my partner consistently lied to me every year to get me to eat something I don't like, I don't think I'd be with them as long as they have been. So, but it's a whole thing where my papa makes a whole pile of moose burgers and some beef burgers for my nan and whoever has decided they're a picky eater this year. And when I was a vegetarian, he used to grill me portobello mushrooms. And every year he would put a burger down in front of my nan and be like, okay, here's your beef burger, love. And she'd eat it and be like, oh my God, what did you do to it? It's so much better than last year. This is such a good burger. It's so juicy. See, this is why beef's the best. And every year he would go, my love, you're eating moose. And every year she would go, ew, and throw it on her plate and go, disgusting. Why would you do that to me? Oh my God. And every year he would immediately put beef burgers in front of her because that's still his partner that he knows. I personally would ask my partner every year, hey, can you try it? Just a bite, and if you don't eat it, I'll eat it. But like, why you gotta go through that whole rigmarole? It's so good though. Moose is so good. Anyways, he had to learn how to fend for himself since his family didn't have much growing up. He always made sure I had food and that I knew how to get it if I ever found myself too far from a grocery store. I could make us a pretty good salad with just what's in this clearing if I had to, though it wouldn't exactly taste great. My mom was the local vet, the lady all the farms in the county knew to call if their animals were in need of something. Even the smallest mouse would get proper care in her hands. I'm sure she's most of the reason Gretchen here is one of the oldest dogs I've ever met. So yeah, those are my parents. Yeah. Yeah, I knew the body position was fully brand new, but like I didn't register the redesign part rather than just making new sprites or redrawing the sprites. So it's nice. Thank you for noting that to me. I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club, huh? Ha, I guess we are. How are you holding up? I was glad to see her go. I'm okay. Hanging in there. It was a long time coming, so it wasn't a surprise. I'd kind of come to terms with it by the time it actually happened. And it's not all bad. She doesn't have to be in pain anymore. That's a relief. The hospital bills are another story, though. I can't even imagine how bad that must be. It's just salt in the wound at that point. It's showtime. Whatever made that sound, I've never heard anything like it, and it's close. Here, watch Gretchen for a moment while I check this out. Okay, thank you. You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks calls out from a nearby bush. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. Up. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play it back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2, 3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's heading north. Let's go after it. Right behind you. But now that we've found something, follow Stella. You follow Stella as she sprints into the unknown, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along on her leash. Oh! Ow! Oh God, the monsters got you. We're gonna die out here. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I just tripped on something weird. Oh no, that poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. Oh Jesus, it's still alive. I guess we have to roll the camera. It seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks. And she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth on her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think that there's much that can be done for her at this point. Jeez, I hope I don't get demonetized for this one. Wait, do you hear that? Hi. Stella, I swear to God, didn't I tell you to go home? Birdie, oh no, what's happened to you, sweetheart? Duke, we just found her like this. I think there's something seriously wrong with her. Jesus H. Christ. There's something really wrong with all of the animals. Duke, we saw the thing that got a hold of her. I think it's been the mountain lion that's getting at your chickens. Duke, we saw the thing that got a hold of her. Got it on camera, too. I don't know what it is yet. A gnome or something. You know there ain't no such thing. There's something really wrong with all the animals we've seen tonight. No goddamn shit, it's some kind of plague. Better not be contagious. You stoop down to look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen get too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Examine the growth. Good God. At first you thought it might have been a tumor, but that is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. She could still get better. Maybe she just needs that thing to pop and she'll be right as rain in a couple days. Happened to me once. There's not so much as a scar these days. I don't know, it kind of looks like there's something in there. Whatever it might be, you know better than to investigate this lump any closer. You've seen horror movies. You back away from the chicken, your curiosity eclipsed by your instinct for self-preservation. Do you think she's become an egg? Like one of those things is going to pop out of her? No, I refuse to entertain that notion. She ain't some kind of incubator. She just needs this thing drained. Maybe some antibiotics, that's all. Okay, I don't think it's a mountain lion. This is just like that deer. Deer? What deer? We ran into one earlier. It had a growth just like Birdie. As you, Duke, and Stella take stock of the situation, a sound begins to wrap around you. Gently at first, barely a whisper, but then a guttural moan, and then another and another, until you suddenly find yourself surrounded by a chorus of groaning misery. And another new thing, I don't think Duke was here before. I think it was just us, and then Duke came around this time, because I don't think he was here while we were looking at Birdie last time. I think we should get out of here. Agreed. We've all had enough excitement. Come on, Birdie, let's get you home. Are you guys hearing this? She starts filming again. As Duke scoops up the injured Birdie, the voices in the trees intensify. It's like you're suddenly surrounded, the strange sounds coming closer, growing bolder. What in the hell is that? You feel it tightening in the leash, pulling at you from behind. Don't you step another foot closer, or I'll shoot you. Don't think I won't. Duke, wait. The man hesitates, and the thing steps forward, fixing what seems to be its eyes on Birdie, tucked under Duke's arm. The leash is drawn fully taut, and then there's a sudden looseness. Gretchen starts making ungodly noises, screaming and howling along with the din around you. Ah! You and Stella turn just in time to see another one of the creatures slithering out from under the bushes. Gretchen whines and barks, reaching a fever pitch as another creature's malformed hand grasps at her. Oh my god! What's going on over there? As Duke glances back, everything seems to happen at once. A patter of unnatural feet and then chaos. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Shit, get your grubby little hands off my bird! Oh, and the leaves turn red. Oh my god. What good art. Jesus Christ, though. This little heart. Oh my god. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hand. Oh my god. You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there's a deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it's gone. Duke? Oh my god, what do we do? Okay, first things first, I grab Gretchen. There, step 1's done. Gretchen's safe. Great. Okay, step 2. What's step 2? Stella, we need to get our story straight. Duke had a hunting accident by himself. It's okay. Take some deep breaths and collect ourselves. After those damn things, that's what he would want. Why didn't you do something? You just stood there filming. What's wrong with you? Stella, looks like you got the footage you wanted. Let's not be a dickhead right now. Let's take some deep breaths. Collect ourselves. What do you mean? I'm acting totally calm and rational. Now, step 2 is we chase after those things to get as much footage as we can. It's the only way anyone will believe us about what happened. We owe it to Duke. Stella, you froze. If you go after these things and you pull that again... Okay, let's go. As you and Stella quickly make your way back through the woods, the unearthly whispers of the creatures unknown once again surround you. Keep moving. You say nothing, continuing forward with a grim determination. We're almost there. You and Stella reach the main road, and the whispers fade back into the sounds of nature. It sounds like they've stopped following us. I should get reception now that we're back on the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. You feel a buzz in your pocket. 6 missed calls from Tabitha and 13 text messages. Text her that you're okay. Your message sits unread. You try and call Tabitha back, but it goes straight to voicemail. Uh-oh, I think I'm in trouble. That's a lot of texts and missed calls from you-know-who. Maybe Tabby's just worried about you. But first things first, let's call the police. Stella pulls out her phone and dials. Did they censor the part when Duke accidentally shoots himself if you choose to? It seems like they chose to have those dedicated little vignettes instead. And I think that was a good choice because it's already a disjointed scene purposefully because it's full of chaos, and having it be consistently watching whoever you've chosen, I think works a lot better, and you can still have that horror of seeing Duke get shot afterwards, and adding that bit before where there's active, like, you're seeing him grappling with the thing instead of the thing being sort of far off. It gives like more precision to it rather than taking away from the chaos. It makes the chaos more precise. And I appreciate that. It isn't that the way it was before was bad. This just feels a little more streamlined. Because it definitely, when I played through this the first time and I chose Gretchen, I definitely saw him get shot. I definitely watched that happen. So it just seems like a change they made. Hello, Earl. It's Stella Richmond. I'm up in the mountain on the Asgina Trail. Duke is dead, Earl. Shotgun happened around in front of us. There's something in the woods. Stream a lot? Yeah, I stream Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Monday through Friday, like the weekdays are my spooky days because I play a lot of horror games, and Sundays are my like silly days, silly Sundays I'm calling them. Workshopping it. I also have a YouTube channel where I post all of my VODs. If you want to go check that out, hold on, let me quickly move over to Spooky Tiki Tavi 12. I can never remember the number that's after it. It's always either 12, 8, or 420. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we're okay, but hurry. Jesus, Earl, who's gonna tell Bo? I guess now we wait. It takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car arrives at the scene. Out of it walks 2 officers, Sheriff Hugby, a friendly older man, and Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses despite it being the middle of the night. See right there, the thing jumps out of the woods, then the shotgun goes off.
What in the Sam Hill? What is that, some kind of Pillsbury Doughboy?
Could have been a naked maniac. No, there was more than one. They chased us through the woods. Whatever they aren't human. And they killed Duke. Uh-huh. Now, we're going to have to confiscate this camera, Miss Richmond. If you don't mind, this is evidence. But, okay. Let me just turn it off to save the battery. Stella gave in to their request suspiciously easy. Here you go, Deputy Franklin. We appreciate your compliance with the law. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body. But for now, Sheriff Hugby and I...
Please, call me Earl.
Earl and I will escort you and... Who are you exactly? That's Sonic. She came into town today for the funeral.
Sonic, as in...
The hedgehog, yes. Tabitha's cousin, yeah.
Damn, I think you'd actually show.
We'll escort you both back to town. If there's a naked maniac on the loose, it's best you don't walk back on your own. It wasn't a... Never mind. Why aren't you going to go out there tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. Those things out there could attack someone else.
Well, it ain't exactly like old Duke's going anywhere at this point. He'll still be out there in the morning.
We only have a skeleton crew at the moment.
Monday nights are Deputy Derrickson's bowling nights.
We'll be on alert for any more reports of naked maniacs, but retrieving Duke will just have to wait. Now, if you'll kindly step into the vehicle, we can return you safely home. Do we have to ride back with you? We can just walk. Those creatures left. We'll be fine. Oh yeah, no worries. Faster, Sonic X. I was very normal about him as a child, and I'm very happy that I now have... I don't know if you were here at the beginning when I was talking about the fact that I got a Sonic and Shadow IBS desk mat from the creator Onsta. I don't remember what her full name or handle is, but if you look up Onsta IBS Sonic, you'll probably find it, because she also makes t-shirts that one of them is Shadow and says I love someone with IBS, and the other is Sonic and says, you know what makes me go fast? IBS. And now I have that as a full desk mat. I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist for your own safety. Stella sighs. Okay, thank you.
You can ride up front with me, little lady. That is, if your mama permits.
Sure, Earl. You can hold Gretchen on the way back to town. The cops usher you and Stella into the back of their squad car.
You are just the cutest little thing, Miss Gretchen. Yes, you are.
Sheriff Hugby pats Gretchen on the head affectionately, but she remains wholly focused on Stella, a worried look stretched across her little pug face as Hugby scratches behind her ears. For such a gregarious person, Stella is unusually quiet as the car makes its way down the pitch-black mountain road. You sit quietly, watching the trees pass by in the light of the headlights. Every now and then you think you see a pale, anguished face staring out at you before it slips back into the darkness. Soon, the rumbling of gravel beneath the tires gives way to uneven pavement, and the car comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. You two stay out of trouble. We'll have this all sorted out in the morning. Just get a good night's sleep. And you, whatever your name was.
Fox Mulder.
Sure, you're in town for the funeral? Good. Don't you go leaving before then. I imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions about everything you've seen tonight. Stella, keep an eye on her for us. Make sure she doesn't get into any more trouble. Y'all have a good night now.
Bye-bye, Gretchy. And y'all have a lovely evening. If any bugaboos give you trouble, you know how to get in touch.
Right. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Holy shit. I hope you don't asking, but why on earth did you want to walk home? That's a fair question. I just had some bad experiences with cars. I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting into them unless it's literally a question of life and death. Which I guess tonight was. Sorry if I weirded you out. God, what a night. Keep an eye on me? How are you holding up? How am I holding up? I mean, not great, but I'm more worried about you. I can't believe they just implied that you're a suspect, even after we showed them all that footage. But that's okay. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. I was there. I filmed the whole thing. At the very least, it'll never hold up in court. And it won't get to that point either, because we're going to do a little investigating of our own. We're going to do a little investigating of our own. We've got to find out more about these things. If we can get clear footage, or better yet, trap one of them, there's no way they can blame you for what happened. The library doesn't open for a while, but I've read every book on cryptids they have and never came across anything like this. There is someone in town that might have some useful information. My friend's mom. Her place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. I should check in on Tabitha. Sure, why not? Let's keep this nightmare going. You alright, pal? Seems you might be losing it a little. All the more reason to visit my friend's mom, who's definitely not suspicious or weird or offers anyone strange teas. I always leave her place feeling lighter. Come on, she's just down this way. I really don't trust her. I hope she's still awake. Sonic. Jesus. Hi. Oh, you don't have your veil. You and Stella turned to see a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Welcome home. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hi, Mrs. Forson. This is Sonic. Is it okay if we come in? Of course, of course. You're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Sonic. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the Hollow. And now poor Perlan is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. I wonder what I should eat for dinner. Do you want boiled peanuts? I don't care about ruining my relationship with you because I don't trust you. You hold out your bag of peanuts as a gift to Sybil. She offers you and Stella some tea after all, and it's only polite to offer something in return. Oh my, thank you for the kind offer, dear, but I'm afraid it's far too late for me to have something so salty. Okay, well, I guess that's as good of an excuse as any. Who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to worry about him. He seemed kind of cute. I don't trust... In my friend's personal playthrough of this game, they didn't drink the tea, and they heard the doctor... Spoilers, I don't know how much of this game you've played or watched, but later on, someone mentioned Sybil. And during my playthrough, I drank the tea because I wanted to get my fortune read. And later on, this lady was like, oh yeah, well, I got the stuff and the idea from, and it whites out, and I don't get to know. But my friend who didn't drink the tea knows. No, I've played the whole game. I don't want to spoil it for you. That's what I was saying. And like, we've both, me and my friend TJ, have played this so many times, and like every option during the tea scene is like, except for Tabitha, who she's like, yes, of course she has to be, and her, who she's like, me? Why would I do that? I just don't trust her. She keeps trying to force Tabitha to do things. That's my cousin, and I love her. I'm trying to convince her that unions are good. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. I never met Perlan. You don't have to pass on your condolences to me. Hey, we need your help. Yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? Go on. Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh my lord, have you contacted the police? Yes, and they didn't take it very seriously. They're not even looking for the body till tomorrow. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out a memory card from her sleeve and pops it into her phone. This must have been why she was so quick to hand over her camera. I wasn't just about to let the police hold on to this, at least not before we had a chance to make a copy. Clever girl. Smooth. The cops wouldn't know what to do with that footage anyways. Imagine if they accidentally erased it. Exactly. I'll give it to them if they ask, but for now we can examine the footage ourselves. Yeah. Where was this? Up the mountains to the northwest? Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder if you can? I'd need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with me, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen, who's a good potato. And a stranger. A cute stranger. Oh God, I said nothing. Did you just call me cute? No, you must have misheard me. This is Sonic, Tabitha's cousin. Oh, right. I heard she was coming to town. It's a little late. Why are you two here? Sweetie, we were wondering if you could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a little video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. Duke got killed out in the woods tonight. It's on the recording. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? I'm sorry either you had to see this, but Sonic and I have no idea what to make heads or tails of. Stella, are you okay? I love her scarf. Is that new? I don't think it was covered in bats before. It's so cute. I know she had the Sailor Moon fit, and that was adorable, but I don't think she had that before. I'm fine, really. I'm okay. You remain silent. Poor Duke. Poor Bo. Has anyone told him yet? We talked to the police. I hope they told Bo, but Earl and Deputy Franklin didn't seem to be much in a hurry to do anything. I'll call him later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss. I've known this game since spring 2022. Nowadays, most people know of this game from Slay the Princess, and last but not least, a couple of game YouTubers who played SCARLET HOLLOW back in 2020. I bought it with a pack of Slay the Princess because I think a friend had bought Slay the Princess, and I was like, well, I'd love to play Slay the Princess on my own. And they also have a fun little detective game that's like a slightly toned down in regards to like the personality stuff, but ramped up in regards to the horrors like version of Disco Elysium, which was a game that I played a lot of. I loved being a deadbeat detective. So I was like, hell yeah. And we've only been playing it for like a few months now. I think we started playing it back in December. So we haven't been playing long, but I love it a lot. And me and my friend TJ are artistic, so we get through it really fast. I agree. Those things are still out there, and as long as they are, more people are in danger. So very true, but not for the reasons you think. My grandmother used to talk about these pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. Mom, come on. Whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Sonic with this telepo crap. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. She always said they never hurt people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But Duke is dead. Then, if these are ditchlings, his death was an accident. Or my grandmother was wrong, and she was very rarely wrong. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. Jesus, Mom, haven't they already been through enough? It's okay, Kanika, this is helpful. I don't know if it is. Okay, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw the chicken in our video. What was that growth? I don't think the ditchlings were here for Duke. Kanika has a point, Stella. Calling this magic is an easy out, jumping into wild conclusions. Y'all are worrying too much. Maybe they're making more of them. That's what I think. Maybe they're making more of themselves. You know, you have a point there. I wonder if we are seeing some sort of parasitic larva stage, like the really big doughy wasps or something. Honestly, that would be worse than them being supernatural. Natural. Ugh. Oh dear, I've entirely forgotten about the tea I'd put on. Let me fix you a couple cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I don't know, it's getting late. I should let Sonic get some rest. I ran a ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. Jesus, my mouth's getting loopy. Oh, we've been going for 2 hours already. I'll continue going until my cat decides it's time to stop. I'm ready to pass out. It was nice meeting you, though. I don't want to drink your tea. Yeah, I'm about ready to pass out. Thanks for the help, Sybil, and it was nice meeting you, Kanika. Sorry it had to be under such weird circumstances. Hopefully the next time we meet will be a little less terrifying. We should hang out this week, Kanika. Maybe we could even get Race to chill with us. I could really use it, but for now, thank you both so much for everything. Let me get you two some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Take a break and drink some water. You're almost done. Oh, I've been drinking water. This thing was full at the beginning. I had myself a cozy hot chocolate. Thank you very much, though. I appreciate it. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, Sonic. Tea Hedgehog. It's excellent iced or warm, though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Alrighty, let's call it a night. Mind walking me home? Of course. Well, this is me. Are you good to find your way back? Yep. Cool. I'll see you around. Yeah. We're in this together. Yeah, we are. Stay safe, buddy. You begin the long hike back up to the Scarlet Estates alone. Almost home. Continue down the path. Your salvation is in sight. You make a mad dash to the door. Is Wayne around? Is Wayne around? He told me that he'll always be here to keep me safe. I know that was in a different playthrough, but I'm still hot in this one. No, I don't see him anywhere. Try the door. Hey! Oh, thank God you're back. Where the hell have you been? I called you back as soon as I had reception. I don't care. You gave me a heart attack. I'm not going to say that. There was this miner outside the general store tonight. Nope, I don't talk like that. He's always watching, yet it's probably off screen. Yeah, I just like the little I Spy game of being like, oh, where's my freaky little boyfriend this time, you know? There was this miner outside the general store tonight who called me out by name and everything. Wayne? Scared the shit out of me. Do you know what's going on there? It's a mining town. Of course there's miners walking around at night, and of course people know who you are. We don't get a lot of visitors in these parts. I went to the woods with this girl I met to find some cryptids, and it ended with us watching a man die. Ah, so you met Stella then. That explains everything, and she's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh! Okay, good night. You're alone in the estate. The sound of wind whistles through the house, giving you an uneasy feeling in your gut. It's probably best to turn in and try to leave the night behind you. You thoughtlessly stumble into your room, and before you even fully realize you're there, you've already collapsed onto the mattress, exhausted. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but a bad dream. That's what you think. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. With the frizz? No way. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Yeah. Oh, now we get to see the cool animation. I love Abby Howard. She's one of my favorite artists. Ah. I should get a slate that takes away all of my UI for moments like this so we can just watch and enjoy the beauty together. Poor Stella. Without me and my little boxes being in the way. Oh, there's a hole over there. This is where the church is. This is right under where we live. I love piecing things together as we know more things. It's fine. Oh, shadow. I don't think I saw that shadow before, but I don't know if that's a me thing or if that's a new thing. Oh. Nice. Woo. This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. And here's where I'll take a quick break. I do want to continue on with as much of episode 2 as I can stand before me and my cat get hungry. But right now, I need to use the bathroom, need to grab some water. Y'all should do that too. Get yourself a snack if you want. Get yourself all cozy. Thank you. I will. There's no going back from that choice. And yeah, I'll be right back. All right, hello. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all got water, snacks, cozy, etc. Wink. If I remember correctly, I think they mainly changed for episode 1 and 2. Neat. They do so much. There's so much love put into these games, love and effort and talent and beauty. It's so cool. That said, let's continue. We do not need a recap of episode 1. We just got here. You open your eyes. The sun has risen. The birds are singing. You are still alive. And for now, you are safe. Your gaze wanders across the room to the window and the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety, wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember Duke, slumped against a tree, pieces of him scattered in the clearing. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. Note, you can refresh yourself on the events of previous days by using the journal icon in the quick menu. Check on the opossum. You open the drawers to check on the little opossum you met yesterday. Oh good, he's still here. That's nice. Leave the little mans in peace. You decide to leave the little mans in peace. Poke around the closet. Great, the doll didn't move during the night. Maybe it isn't haunted after all, though after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. You turn back to the rest of the room. Look out the window. There he is! My beautiful boy. My silent protector. Not weird or creepy at all. Not a stalker or a serial killer, thus far as we know. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. For a second you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal. It could have been something else. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Yay! Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you've finished waking up. Get dressed and head down to the kitchen. Time to start your day. You're back in the kitchen. Frou Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Hello? Did I hear a cat? Did I hear a cat? I thought I heard a baby near me, but I guess not. Excuse me, ma'am, but may I pet your beautiful fur? Part of you hopes that flattery might win her over, as silly as that may seem. You are, after all, talking to a cat. Frou Frou merely flicks her tail faster. It doesn't look promising. Hey. Hello? Oh, there's a baby. Hold on. Come here. You've come to the area. Now you have to be seen by stream. Do you want to say something into the microphone? He's pretty chatty, so I kind of expected him to do a small scream. But it's fine that he didn't. He's allowed to interact with the world how he pleases. Hey. Oh, did you know the police called me this morning? You've only been here one day and you've already had a run-in with the cops. I told you I saw someone die last night. So you did. It was late and I was tired, and I assumed Stella put you up to a little joke after dragging you into the woods. Anyway, does it really matter? Some old farmer disappeared after going hunting in the middle of the woods at night. So what? Something like that was bound to happen eventually, and frankly, you're lucky it didn't happen to you. Still, they had quite a few questions about you, Sonic the Hedgehog. Before you ask, don't worry. I told them you were an upstanding citizen. But I'd rather not waste my time talking to cops. It's irritating, and that is already a very difficult week. Just don't put anything else on my plate right now, okay?
Okay.
Oh. Just look over my boy, I guess. There's monsters in the woods. I had a really rough night. What can I say? Trouble follows me everywhere I go. Thanks for having my back. Sure. What else is family for? What are you getting into? Just paper. We're chased by the woods by monsters. I'm also worried about the cops constantly. There are monsters in the woods. I had a really rough night. Is there anything I can do to help out? You can stay out of trouble while I do my job. Oh, and I want you home by sunset. I want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak, then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you are the only human in the estate. Time to start your day. Let's go outside. As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from your upstairs window. Yay! It was probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. Investigate further. Why does Tabitha care about so much about our curfew to come home? But I think she does know something about the ditchlings and all of that stuff. I think they're like not in an, oh, I'm actively aware of this, in a, my mother always told me that I had to be home before sunset because that's what good girls do. And I'm a good girl and you have to be a good girl. So you have to be home by sunset because there's danger afoot. You know? You wander farther into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. Take it all in. The garden is peaceful but undeniably eerie. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghost of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect, its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within seas of weeds as if begging to be rescued. And most strikingly, behind a pair of rusted metal gates, at the very peak of the mountain sits a graveyard. You can just make out a few of the headstones, the scarlet name carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood where you're standing, right now. Check the ground for clues. You crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print. A big boot print. And what looks like some kind of viscera? Ew. Your thoughts turn to the specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo, just in case it might come in handy later. With that, you head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. Screw going to town, try and clean the guest bathroom instead? That definitely wasn't an option before. Tabitha's right. After last night, the last thing you need is to be sucked into more adventures. You're not going to leave this day. You're going to do what you were told and wait for her to get back. Let's try if you're going to have to keep using that ungodly bathroom. You're going to make sure the surfaces have been bleached. 'Cause it's an option now. I'm not refusing the call. I'm just putting it off for a little bit. You scrounge for cleaning supplies, finding a few dusty containers and spray bottles, none of which you recognize. They all feel like antiques, but they're the best you have. Armed with a rag and a trash bag, you set to work. It is a monumental task, and it nauseates you to think about just how many years of caked up dirt. Gunge? Gunge. It's probably grunge. But gunge. And former fluids you have to scrub away to return some semblance of normalcy to the bathroom. That might be as much as you can do without a pressure washer and renovations. But at least taking showers here won't make you feel dirtier than when you started. But your admiration of a job adequately done is interrupted by the sudden heavy thunk, thunk, thunk of a metal door knocker, the sound seeming to reverberate its way down your spine. Someone is at the front door. Before you get the chance to decide whether or not to answer, it opens.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't scare you. Don't just come into my house, ma'am.
I've been up thinking about what you went through all night. I brought some fresh tea. Let's settle in somewhere to talk. You and the old hippie make your way back to the kitchen. She gives one of Tabitha's few mugs a thorough rinse before pouring you a steaming cup from her thermos. The smell is amazing, a nostalgic earthy odor reminiscent of fall, as if it was brewed with autumn leaves. You said you were a family friend? That I am. I used to know Vivian, in fact, before she left town. Maybe if you find yourself with time to kill one of these days, I could tell you the unsavory tales of her youth. You've said that, yes. I was a little less close with Pearl Anne, not for lack of trying. She was quite the character, bless her. And may she rest in peace. Yeah! I'm not drinking that. Is there any news about Duke? His family has been notified. That's as much as I know. Poor Duke, he was a good man. I just really wanted to get that bathroom cleaned. But I fear his death is merely a sign of more tragedy to come, which, I suppose, brings us to what I came to talk to you about. You went through quite the ordeal last night, and are holed up alone in... Well, bless her heart, but Tabitha hasn't exactly reclaimed this place since Pearl Anne passed. I feel like I'm inhaling cobwebs. I wanted to check in on you. How are you holding up, dear? Really? How'd you know I was up here? Were you just waiting around in town until I showed up? I was just trying to stay on top of this good side. I don't know how I'm doing. So much has happened. I've only been here for a day. I'm not good, Sybil. Well, I'm fine. So you came all this way for nothing. How'd you know I was up here? Were you waiting around in town until I showed up? You're making me out to be sound so ominous, Sonic. I figured I would see you in town this morning, and when I didn't, well, it's not like there are many other places you could have been. There is a sound somewhere above you, a creaking floorboard betraying a shifting presence. There's something in the room above you. You heard that too, didn't you? You know, dear, I was planning to stop by the mines for a quick chat with your cousin. Maybe it would be a good idea if you came along. I don't like the thought of you being alone in this big house. Not with the town the way it is right now. Do you think this place is haunted? If it's haunted, I wouldn't doubt that you'd find out as soon as you were alone in here for too long. It sounds to me like whatever might be here is already restless to have you to itself.
Now, what does that mean? Now, what does that mean?
I wanted to go see her anyway. It was going to get boring if I stayed here all day. I was kind of hoping to get back to town, but if you're already going that way, I guess I can do that after seeing Tabitha. Wonderful, let's go. Neither of you waits around to see if the sounds will continue. You quickly make your way back to the door and out into the inviting autumn air. There he is. He's hidden behind my boxes, and it's the big complicated boxes that I don't want to move, but he's here. You're once again surprised by the freshness of the mountain breeze. Your lungs have grown accustomed to the stale, dusty air of the estate, not realizing how much they were being suffocated. At least it's a pleasant day for a walk. There's really nothing like the mountain in autumn. Were you born here? Do you know much about my family? Any history I should know about? Ah, yes. Everyone here knows quite a bit about your family. You founded the town, after all. Your family and the history of this town are completely intertwined. Your great. Well, I'm not exactly sure how many greats that would be. Some distant grandfather of yours started the mine, which started the town. The town nearly collapsed into ruin after the collapse of 1918, and once again, your family pulled it back up. Now, here we are. I'm not sure what else there is to say. What do you want to know? Like an economic collapse? So our mine's whole reason is really just me and Tabitha? Why are there so few of us left? I suppose fate is crueler to some than others. In a lot of ways, your family has been very fortunate. But the Scarlets have seen their fair share of death as well. Maybe more than their fair share. The collapse, we must have been loaded. So our mine's the whole reason this town exists? I'd say so. If it fails, I'm not sure anybody would be able to stick around for long. That being said, I suppose everything has to end eventually. One shouldn't plan on things to continue on exactly the same forever. Like an economic collapse, or... We've certainly had our fair share of those, but no. There was a mine collapse in 1918. The town lost many souls that day, men and boys. This was before child labor laws came into effect in these parts. As if the collapse wouldn't have been bad enough tragedy already on its own, there had to be children involved. It seems your family avoided most of the blame, especially since they managed to pull the town back together afterwards. Hard to remember being angry at someone when there's a reason you have food on your table. True. So is there a Mr. Sybil? What do you think of Stella? What do you think of Tabitha? She works too hard, but I suppose that's the burden she carries. Once was your family was mine to run. It can't be doing her any good, so I'm sure that has something to do with her disposition. Bless her heart. She's clearly got more to say. She's just being polite. But nothing. I'm being honest. I worry about her health with all that stress. Sybil is a worthy foe on the battlefield of social niceties. So is there a Mr. Sybil? There was, but unfortunately he passed about 1.5 years ago, give or take. Life up in the hills can be hard on people for all kinds of reasons, even if you never set foot in the mine. Oh, good. What do you think of Stella? Such a ray of sunshine. Even with everything that's happened to her, she tries to smile through it all. An admirable young woman, if you ask me. Okay. You walk with the gray-haired woman in silence. She was right. It takes very little time to reach the Scarlet Hollow mines. A humble exterior greets you at the place that made your family its fortune. Surprisingly enough, your cousin just happens to be at the gates. But it seems you aren't the only visitor she's dealing with at the moment. This is ridiculous. You can't fire me for having a damn cold. There's gotta be some kind of, I don't know, rights violation? You aren't fired, Terrence. You're laid off. Cutbacks had to be made. And obviously, I'm going to prioritize those cutbacks on workers who have a habit of missing shifts. I had mono. I was puking my guts out. I couldn't crawl my sorry ass into that pit, and you wouldn't have wanted me there anyway. And you only give us 3 days a year to get sick. It's a shit system. You don't have a note from a doctor. I can't just take you at your word. If you wanted some extra sick days, you could have had them with the proper paperwork. Don't forget, by not showing up, you put extra pressure on your coworkers to pick up your slack, and that's not fair to them. And if you had a tendency to get sick like that, maybe you shouldn't be working in a place like this to begin with. As for your lodgings, I'll give you 2 weeks to move out. To hell with you and your damn mine and the shithouse you have me living in. It'll all be better off in a heap of rubble. The miner kicks the dirt in a final act of frustration, but wanders off, leaving Tabitha standing steadfast at the gates. Sybil? Sonic? What are you doing here? I wanted to have a word with your cousin here, and I had some business with you as well. So it looks to me like you're busy. I wouldn't want to impose. Why don't you drop by the tea room sometime this week? I think I'm going to have grilled cheese for dinner. Maybe with some soup, depending on what canned soup I have, because I want to make a whole soup right now. Yeah, sure. I'll swing by tomorrow. Wonderful. I'll be on my way. But it was lovely catching up, Sonic. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other around town. Yeah. The woman finally leaves, and you're alone with your cousin once again. Now I know why Tabitha's been treating the workers and how bad it is. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And it's that we've only been having hearsay. So it's nice to like have that confirmation of like, oh, she is just sort of laying people off in that dickhead manager kind of way. And it's not just people saying that she's a dickhead manager because she's the manager. And I kind of figured because of who the Scarlets are and were that she did pick up those bad habits of being like, well, if you didn't want to be sick, then you shouldn't be sick. Kind of bullshit. Well, so much for you not intruding on my work. Come on, I guess I'll babysit you in my office. Just don't make yourself a burden, all right? I have a lot to do today. They did start when Sybil showed up. This is urgent. Sybil said the things I saw last night are an omen of impending doom. What was... Oh, whoops. Tabitha, this is urgent. Sybil said the things I saw last night are an omen of impending doom. Something bad is going to happen to this town. Sybil says a lot of things. She's one of those tea leaf reading fortune teller types. I really wouldn't take her vague warnings seriously. Don't get yourself all worked up over what some old lady told you about the end times or whatever she's going on about. What was that layoff stuff about? That's nothing you have to worry about. Running a business isn't all sunshine and roses. In fact, it's almost never sunshine and roses.
I cleared the guest bathroom.
You what? But there could have been important stuff in there. Sure, it was messy, but it's not like it was unsanitary or anything. What gave you the right to throw things away just because they look like trash to you? I don't appreciate people coming into my space and moving things around. Don't try to be helpful again. Got it?
Okay, Queen Autism. I get it. I probably, in the very least, shouldn't have told you. There was absolutely nothing of value in there. If I'm the one using it, I get to decide how clean it. Which area of the bathroom? I cleaned all of it from what it looked like. Do you want me to pull the garbage back? Honestly, yes. That'd be preferable to not knowing whether you threw out any precious family heirlooms thinking they were garbage. But what's done is done. You probably mixed it all together, and whatever might have been salvageable is ruined. Tabitha clears her throat, clearly seething, but trying to cover it back up. I have to get back to work. Try not to bother me. I need to concentrate. She returns to her place behind the desk and proceeds to ignore you. As you settle in, you take in the details of her office. You're surprised to see a poster of what looks like Stella. She has apparently been banned from the mines. Stella isn't the only likeness captured on the wall of your cousin's trailer. On either side of Tabitha's portrait are portraits of older people, a woman and an old-timey man. A shotgun hangs menacingly over the desk. Besides that, there isn't much else to see. They also have vacations? I really admired your... I didn't like how you treated that man. Why is there a poster of Stella saying they're banned? Who are these people on the walls? Why is there a gun there? I learned there was a big mine collapse up here once. Do you think something like that could happen again? This point of doom stuff has me worried. How can you keep focusing on work when there might be a catastrophe? I have miners working in the same... I mean, she's probably going to ignore me, but... Who are those people on the wall? I'm sure you recognize Pearl Ann at this point. And the other one is Enoch, our great-great-grandfather who saved the mine from ruin after the collapse. Your mom looked like a lesbian that I would be incredibly attracted to if she were alive. The idea was to have all the family members who owned the mines up on this wall, but I don't think Pearl Ann was too excited to have great-grandma Eddie staring down at her all day, so we're missing one. Can't blame her. I remember that woman well enough to know why she wouldn't want a reminder. You never call Pearl Ann Mom. I'm an adult. I don't cling to the dynamics of childhood. I learned there was a big mine collapse up here once. Do you think something like that could ever happen again? Of course not. That only happened because someone else's negligence. We don't make those kind of mistakes, especially not with current mining technology. Our family trusted a man who we shouldn't have trusted, Charles Shaw. He cut corners, used cheap and damaged material. People died because of it. No, I asked about the portraits, and she said that this one was Pearl Ann and this one was Enoch. And then I said, Pearl Ann looks like a lesbian that if she were alive, I would be incredibly attracted to. It's just part of the smugness. So we never hired someone else from outside the family to help run this place ever again. And what do you know? We never come close to having another collapse. I might be what people consider a tough boss, but I run a tight ship, and that's how you avoid accidents. Do your workers only get 3 days off? Do they also get vacations? Or I don't need to discuss the intricacies of how I run my business with you. I'm the one making decisions because I'm the one who knows what needs to be done for this place to stay running. And I don't need someone who's never run so much as a startup to try and tell me how I should be operating. It's not like I can take any time off either. I'd kill for 3 days. God, you really talk a lot, don't you? Okay. You sit for a few long minutes. Tabitha taps away at her keyboard. The pleasant birdsong you're used to hearing as the constant backdrop of Scarlet Hollow has been replaced by the distant sounds of machinery, muffled as it is by Tabitha's thin office walls. And then the sounds of machinery are joined by another sound, the angry rumbling of your stomach. Hey, are you hungry? I could pick us up something if there's a place to get food. Oh, I guess now that you mention it, yeah. The cafeteria has mac and cheese I don't hate. It's the building with the big cafeteria sign on it. Try not to get lost. I don't need you falling down any mine shafts. You get up, leaving Tabitha's office and once again stepping out into the fresh air. The cafeteria sign is not as obvious as Tabitha made it out to be. All the gray corrugated buildings look vaguely the same. You aren't quite sure what direction you should start heading in. Get directions from a nearby group of miners. You approach the nearest group of miners. You could cut to the chase and ask where the cafeteria is, but you're here among the workers, unsupervised. What's the harm in asking if any of them have seen anything unusual? You got a reason to be bothering us? Seen any weird lately? Do you know about a guy named Wayne? Yeah, we know him. He was such a cut-up. Miss that dude. What happened to him? The miners shift for a moment, uncomfortably glancing at one another. Isn't that the guy y'all said was a... He's gone. That's all that matters. What happened to him? Ain't our place to talk about it. Least of all not with the boss's cousin. So I met this guy on the bus. I'm looking for the cafeteria. I'm gonna do you a favor and not tell you where it is. Oh, come on, Zax. Go easy on her. I am going easy on her. The calf is slop. You're better off grabbing a bite at the diner. Only good establishment in town. I don't know. The mac and cheese is pretty decent. The mac and cheese is the only thing that's decent, and we all know why that is. Come on, let's get out of here. Our shift's about to start anyways. So much for getting a straight answer. The cafeteria remains a hidden treasure, and you remain without a map. I like that we still get to talk to the miners in this one. As an extremely picky eater, how does she have the energy to survive on mac and cheese and ice cream? Pure spite, it seems like. Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin, can we help you with something? Because we introduced ourselves in the diner. Do you know a man named Wayne? 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 Do you mean Sam Wayne? What are you asking about him for? Wait, have you seen him? I saw him last night. Really creepy encounter, man. Oh, thank God. Everyone thought he was dead. Now, hold on. Creepy doesn't exactly sound like Wayne, does it? How do you know it was him? That's what Sybil's been calling him. Nah, good woman. But I don't expect she knows every mining fella in town by sight, if you catch my drift. Smith, you're losing me. I'm just saying, it'd be awfully strange for Wayne to still be in town, wandering around following some stranger and not checking in with any of his buddies. Sounds to me like someone who got sick of work and is having a little fun playing hooky. The following, though... Okay, yeah, that does sound a little unlike him. I thought his lady friend had him under lock and key. Smells fishy to me. Lady friend. Until I see him face to face, I'm not convinced whoever's calling himself Sam Wayne ain't the very reason we haven't seen hide nor hair of him. No, there's no way. He's not. He can't be. I'm not ruling it out. If you want my theory, that girlfriend of his, he wasn't the first to catch her eye. Any one of her jilted ex-lovers could have seen him sneaking around and got a little hot under the collar, if you catch my meaning. The miners are silent for a moment, glancing between each other nervously as they imagine the possibility. I told him not to get involved with her. I told him. Okay. Who was Wayne seeing? Whoa, now, if you don't know, there's no way I'm poking that wasp nest. Forget we said anything. Yeah, I don't want to be next on the chopping block. Okay, I won't press you on it. Good. Was that a cat? Squid? No, it wasn't a cat. I was just hearing things, I guess. I'm trying to find the cafeteria. Oh, sure, it's right over there, but it's hard to find. I'll take you. Sure. Get your brownie points. Later, man. Come on, let's walk. The hard-faced young man starts walking along with you, an anxious energy in his step, and he escorts you to the building whose cafeteria sign was definitely much smaller than Tabitha made it out to be. You line up at the steaming piles of subpar food, undoubtedly made as cheaply as possible, judging by your cousin's business practices. Still, it smells good enough, and you find your mouth watering in anticipation of the bland offerings. You said something earlier about seeing Wayne? The man's voice is quiet and nervous. Did Tabitha see him? Did she say anything to you about him? Look, man, I just want to get some food and go. I can't help you. I'm not telling you anything. She said she didn't know him. If it's Sam Wayne, she sure as shit knows him. Maybe it's somebody else, but that still begs the question of where he went. And if anybody has the clue, it's the person who saw him last. And that's your... Oh, are we talking about a certain young man who may or may not have caught the boss's eye? That Sam Wayne fella, wasn't it? Whatever. If anyone asks me, never talk. Got it? I don't want to disappear, too. Isaacs obviously has more to say, but this isn't the time or place to coax more information out of it. Abby did such a good job. I love her so much. Look at all this shit. Oh, there's a band sign for here, too. Slip Isaacs your contact info. As he turns to leave, you scribble your phone number onto a scrap of paper. Hey, thanks for the help. You reach towards Isaacs and shake his hand, passing your note into his palm. Don't mention it. And then he's gone. What's got that kid so jumpy? It's like he's never heard of a guy running off because he got broken up with before. Yep, I skipped town over less. Oh, it's my lucky day they got the chicken and dumplings. What do you guys know about this Wayne fellow? All I know is that a certain someone got involved with somebody he shouldn't have, and nobody's seen him in camp since. I figure he just run off to live in that big mansion with his belle. The thought of strapping a young man like him with that sour-faced broad always put such a bad taste in my mouth. As if you wouldn't fall on your knees if a woman of means showed the slightest bit of interest in you, or any woman at all. Fair enough. Say nothing. You remain silent. You'd guess get going. Wouldn't want that hot meal to go cold. No reason to stay here any longer. You step back out into the weak sunlight, clutching the containers of various beige slops, and start making your way back towards her trailer. I love my beautiful autistic cousin and her beige slop. But you don't make it far. Something stops you. A strange uneasiness. A feeling of being watched. The smell of sick flesh. Hi. Sonic, I wish you could have stayed at the estate. It's dangerous here. Oh, hey, some buddy of yours was looking for you. The figure, Wayne, doesn't respond to this. What do you... Was that you in the garden this morning? You don't have to be afraid of me. I'm the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. Yeah, where were you when I was in the woods? Watching. I would have stepped in if you were ever truly in danger. Okay. Walk back to Tabitha's office like nothing happened. You casually continue on your way, returning to the hill where Tabitha's trailer is perched. She meets you at the door. Took you long enough? What, was there a long line? Tabitha, there's this creepy miner who keeps following me. Wayne? Tabitha sighs. I don't know who you think's been following you, but it's not him. If you're going around asking questions about Sam Wayne, you're probably going to hear some rumors. I'm sorry I said that I didn't know him last night. You caught me off guard and I didn't know what to say. Sam was friendly with me. He even came around the estate a few times, and a lot of the workers here just can't seem to get over it. He disappeared, and despite what a lot of people seem to be insinuating, I don't know what happened to him. I don't even know if he's alive. Whatever, it's fine. I know it's easy to blame the mean boss for that sort of thing, but I digress. If someone's following you, you should just stay at the estate. Where it's... Your cousin's attention is suddenly drawn elsewhere. She stares past you, focused on something in the distance. Is that... Stella? How many times do I have to tell her that she's banned before she understands what that means? Tabitha shuts the door and you both march your way down the hill. As you and Tabitha approach Stella, the two old-timers take notice and wander off. Tabby Sonic, hey, I was just trespassing. Well, yeah, but I have a good reason this time. Shit, I knew we needed to look out. Is there someone talking to you through that earpiece? Kanika, is that you on the other end? Stella hastily removes her earbud, muffling the other voice. Sorry, Tabby, it's just that Oscar's kid, Rosalina, has been missing since yesterday. So we decided to ask around if anybody's seen her. And while we were at it, we are also seeing if anybody had counted these things we saw in the woods last night. Ditchlings that Sybil said are like little Mothman foretelling doom. Stella. And also, there's this guy called Wayne who used to work here, and who Kanika said super creepy and sick, and Stella. Yeah? Just stop. Stop talking. It's not like I was filming or anything. I'm barely here, I promise. You are standing right in front of me. Extremely here. Why didn't you check the usual teen haunts for that kid? The Maxwell place or the gas station or whatever. Anywhere but here, where you are explicitly not allowed to be. I mean, it's the site of one of the worst catastrophes that's ever befell the town. If there's another one coming, it makes sense, doesn't it? That's what our research pointed us towards, at least. Our research? Who's we? You and Kanika? Yeah, she would think something awful is going to happen up here. She hates me and everything I stand for and thinks the town would be some bustling utopia if I wasn't around to ruin it. Oh. I was reading for the wrong person, that's why. Yeah, she would think something awful was going to happen up here. She hates me and everything I stand for and thinks the town would be some bustling utopia if I wasn't around to ruin it. When in reality, we both know it wouldn't exist without me. Whatever you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree, so just go someplace else before... Tabitha once again trails off. Both she and Stella have noticed a girl with a dark braid and glasses sneaking along the ridge. It's Rosalina! Kanika, we found her! She's headed up the hill! Up the hill? She's not headed for the old mine, is she? The one that collapsed? This means we can have Tabitha the whole time. We'd better go after her before someone gets killed up there. You've got to be kidding me. No, this is great. I'll just go let her know Oscar's looking for her, then we can get out of your hair. Bye, Tabby, see you around. Stella hurries after the girl, disappearing over the hill. Damn it, I'm never going to finish my spreadsheets. Nobody needs to be playing around in those old mines. We'd better go break this up. You can vaguely hear voices emanating from the boarded-up entrance to the old mine. They went in? Does Stella have no sense of self-preservation? We're going in after them. That Wayne guy said I should look out for myself. We're going after them. Obviously. I don't like the thought of you walking around that abandoned coal mine, but I'd rather not leave you out here unattended while it gets dark. As a baby. No other babies. You should be safe enough with me in there to guide the way. I love my cousin. Tabitha huffs her way up to the mine entrance and disappears into the darkness. You follow her and enter the mine. The inside of the mine is warmer than you'd expect, the air thick and wet. The ceiling hangs much lower than you are tall, forcing you and Tabitha to hunch over, your legs bent in a painful squat as you begin to navigate its maze of corridors.
Do you know why the entrance to this place was boarded up?
Because there was a collapse 100 years ago that killed a bunch of people?
168 people. A man named Charles Shaw decided it was okay to use faulty wood for support struts, and the entire mine came down. It almost ruined our family. A lucky few died instantaneously, but for most of the souls who perished here, it was slow and agonizing. Trapped under rubble and left to slowly succumb to crush injuries or burns, or dehydration. It took weeks to clear out most of the rubble and recover the bodies. The few survivors who were dragged out were never the same. I can't say I blame them. I get it. It's dangerous down here. I'll be careful. Good. We don't want any more bodies to be buried down here. I've already got enough of those on my conscience. Tabitha's ruminations are interrupted by a thunderous knock echoing from deeper in the mine. Remain silent. Sounds like somebody's messing around down here. I have no idea what those delinquents think they're doing, but it ends now. Were they adults or children? They were both. That's what they said before, right? That it was both like regular folk and children working down here. Like Sybil mentioned that there were children down here as well. Both. Come on, it came from this way. Tabitha hastens her pace and quickly disappears into the mine. You take a deep breath and follow suit. The deeper you progress into the mine, the heavier the air becomes. Coal dust hangs in thick clouds around you, even though this place was abandoned over a century ago. Echoing through the tight corridors, you and Tabitha can pick up snippets of a tense argument. I can't believe your dad sent people to follow you. That's messed up. I think that qualifies as harassment. You're right, Becca. It is messed up. I don't need him telling me where I can be. You could at least check in so he knows you're not dead. He loves you and worries about you. He's really not asking much. Come on, kiddos. There's some real spooky stuff going on in town right now. You shouldn't be hanging out down here. We're not kids. Yeah, we're teens. Well, you look like a bunch of kids to me. Are those canned strawberry margaritas? Where do you even get those? Oh, no. I know that isn't you, Miles. It had better not be you. Yeah, whatever. It's me. What are you even doing here? Looks like we found our trespassers. I still can't believe that Stella managed to drag Kanika out here. She avoids me like the plague. Let's move on. They're close. I love her little coattail. You breathe a sigh of relief as the tight passageway gives way to a small cavern. Within, a group of teens engages Stella and Kanika in a heated argument. All of them are too caught up in the moment to notice you or Tabitha approach. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe, and we can hang out down here whenever we want. Wait, Becca, I thought your dad was a charge hand. No, Alexis, he got promoted last month. Correction, your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job in the morning. What? Oh, shit. Oh, hey, Tabby. And Sonic, I guess you two caught up to us. Hanging out with Tabitha today, I guess. Well, at least maybe you two can talk some sense into these kids. They clearly don't respect my authority. Hey, don't talk about us like we aren't here. Yeah, we can hear you. Alexis, don't butt in. I'm trying to make a point. Do none of you understand what a boarded up mine entrance is supposed to mean? It means it's closed, condemned, not fit for human use. Ah, come on. This place is way sturdy. Check it out. The teen with the beanie jumps up and slaps the strut on the ceiling. Oh, was that the knock we were hearing earlier? Oh my God, Zane, cut it out. You're embarrassing us. I'm sorry for Zane's behavior. I don't think he realizes how extremely 8th grade it is to jump up and hit things.
No offense, Rosalina. None taken. The other eighth graders are totally immature. Not like you, Rosalina. You're chill and smart too.
Enough. The damage is already done. Now leave. I'm putting my mother in the ground this week. I do not have the patience to deal with children. I can't believe I actually agree with Tabitha about anything, but this is the worst place I've ever been in my entire life, and I would like to see the sun again before I die. Aw, come on, you guys. Maybe it's not a big deal. We used to do dangerous things all the time, and I still do dangerous things now. Who are we to tell them where they can hang out? I don't know who you think you are in this situation, Stella, but I own this mine. It is entirely within my right to tell them to leave, much like it's entirely within my right to tell you to leave. Was your lifetime ban from my mind not a clear enough message for you?
Hell yeah, Tabitha, tear the sad 20-something to shreds. Hey, I'm defending you, and I'm not sad. Where'd you get that idea?
Running a clickbait YouTube channel where you run around the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad. So she's sad. So what? Give it a few years and you'll be sad too. The passage of time is inescapable. Good child interaction, Tabitha.
Look, we just wanted to give Rosalina a good time. Her home life sucks right now. Yeah, tell him about where you have to sleep, Rosalina. We've been living in the library for the past couple weeks. Dad says we can't stay at our house.
They've got a hot plate and a couple cots in one of the back rooms. It's actually a pretty sick setup.
No, it isn't, Zane. Rosalina deserves better.
I don't care about your home life. If you're going to do your underage drinking, go do it in the woods. Just get off my property. Tabitha. Look, Rosalina, I'm sure Oscar had a good reason for all that. He's a good guy and he cares about you.
He thinks our house is haunted.
Oh.
Wait, what?
And I should care about this because...
Because it's such a bullshit excuse. I bet he couldn't afford it anymore and is lying to you to save face. What a coward.
Becca, I don't think you can, say that about other people's families. Isn't that, bullying or something?
Shut up, Zane.
Back up. He said it's haunted? I can't believe he didn't mention it to me. I could investigate.
There's no ghost, Stella. It'd be cool if there was, but Becca's right. I just wish he'd be honest with me and tell me what's really going on. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it, like I'm still a kid.
Ugh, you're all children, and none of you realize how good you have it. Back in the day, each and every one of you would be putting 12-hour shifts in this exact mine. If it weren't for child labor laws, the 5 of you might have some actual character.
Exactly. Rosalina's not that mature anyways. She still sleeps with stuffed animals. That doesn't mean she's not mature. I still have pork chop, you know. I rest my case. Wait, what did you say about child labor?
How do you know there isn't a ghost?
Ugh, why are all the adults in this town such weirdos? There's no ghost. There's no such thing as ghosts. Oscar is just lying.
Yo, what if we break in and ghost bust the place anyways, just to be sure?
Oh my god, Zane, you can't ghost bust if there's no ghost.
Also, Rosalina lives there. She can't break into her own house.
There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we could figure out how to bust it if it's actually real. And if it isn't real, well, problem solved. You know, Rosalina, you could always stay over at my house until Stella ghost busts your place. We have a finished basement with a pull-out couch.
Why are we talking about this like it's a thing? It's not a thing. There is no ghost. I don't care, and I can't believe I've wasted this much time trying to argue with children. I'm washing my hands of this and calling the cops. Feel free to leave before they show up. You hear that, Miles? We're leaving. I suggest the rest of you kids leave this empty mine before someone gets black lung or gets crushed by rocks or meets any one of the terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. That wasn't me, I swear. Then what was it? Come on, Stella, didn't you have a whole list of perfectly natural explanations for scary mine noises?
It's Tommy knockers for sure. I know this isn't why we came down here, but we've got to check it out. They're an old Cornish myth named for the knocking sound you can sometimes hear in mines right before the collapse. Some state the knocking's a warning, while others say it's the spirits themselves not bringing down the mine.
Stella,
I mean, it's not all they do. They're also sometimes just mischievous. Stella. I know, but weird stuff's been happening around here for the past few days. What if this is our chance to get an actual solid lead? The stakes couldn't be higher. Do you have no sense of self-preservation? I want you out of here, Stella. Aw, come on, Tabby. You can come along too. If you guys are going after something spooky, count me in. Nobody's going deeper into the mine. Nobody's staying in the mine. You're all leaving. Please listen to Tabitha before my heart gives out. It'll be fun, Neeks. It will not. Yep. Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Wow, Kanika. Maybe if you weren't still scared of the dark or whatever, you would have noticed them sneak off. I noticed them sneak off, and I've been zoning out this whole time we've been here. Ugh, they must have squeezed through that child-sized tunnel. Dang, I've always wondered where that goes. I've never been able to get these hips through there. Stella, stop sneaking into my minds. Please, I am literally begging you. If only all the tunnels down here were wide enough for adults, we could already be done with this little mess. But no, they just have to be remnants of a bygone era. Didn't you just talk about how child labor was the good old days a minute ago? I was trying to get you to leave my mind. Becca's head pops out from the tunnel entrance. We are not about to let you come in here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. I've been here 1,000,000 times. Yeah, if Becca says we're safe, then we're totally safe. Whatever. Come on, you two. I know a cool spot this way. Okay, I think I know where the tunnel rejoins the rest of the mines. I'll go look for him, and I want each and every one of you to take note of the fact that I'm doing that. If those idiots get themselves lost and die, I am not letting their families sue me into the ground. Are those really your priorities right now? Yeah, do you have a problem with that? I want the rest of you out of my mind. Tofu and rice sounds good, actually. Except for you, Sonic. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Yeah, sure. I could never fit in that tunnel anyway. They have crossed a barrier that I cannot, so my time here is up. But only because Stella promised me a ghost hunt tomorrow. Whatever. I still have to do my dailies anyways, and the service down here sucks. I will happily escort these 2 knuckleheads out. No, you are not about to weasel your way into this, Stella. Aw, come on, Tabby. I've been down here a ton. I can totally help out. Tabitha sighs. Ugh, there's no getting rid of you, is there? Fine, I won't waste my time arguing. All right, let's do this. Sure. Let's not linger any longer than we have to, shall we? Want me to take Gretchen with me? I don't know if it'll be easier to cover more ground without her. Haha, yeah. It's probably for the best. I don't want to repeat of last night, and who knows if we'll have to do any climbing. I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully soon. She's sneaky. For sure, we won't be long. Cool. Can't wait to bust some ghosts tomorrow. Kanika, Miles, and Zane head towards the entrance of the mine, leaving you, Tabitha, and Stella to find the remaining teens. All right, no dawdling. We should be able to catch up with them if we go this way. You and Stella exchange a glance as Tabitha ventures forward. As the 3 of you move deeper into the mine, you hear echoes of a conversation bounce across the walls. But Becca, why are we doing this again? I thought you thought Tabitha was really cool. Why are you trying to get her all mad? We're doing this because Tabitha's really cool. She doesn't let anyone boss her around, so we can't just let her boss us around. Huh, you hear that, Tabby? Someone thinks you're cool. I can't believe she used to hang out with a nobody like Stella. Hey. I don't know. I think Stella's kind of cool. Her videos are really neat. Oh, come on. She doesn't even have a sponsor. What kind of YouTuber doesn't have a sponsor? I mean, not yet, but I'm in talks with Meat Ross. And I make plenty from ads and donations. Dang, Stella. Meat Rice? That's a big deal. They're on every big podcast. Thank you, thank you. It feels like a really big step for the channel. I just wish Becca hadn't said all the things she said tonight. She's just mean. It has nothing to do with you. You've seen how she treats everyone tonight, except Tabitha. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm surprised you don't have thicker skin about this, Stella. You never struck me as someone who let other people's opinions bother you. If you did, I wouldn't have tried so hard to keep you off my property. Well, I know you don't mean it. Agree to disagree. You quietly press on. Another knock, closer, interrupts your thoughts, followed by another, followed by another. Is it just me, or is that knocking coming from the same direction as those kids? It's not just you. Okay, that knocking's starting to freak me out. Calm down, Rosalina. It's just mind sounds. Did you guys see that? No, it was just a shadow. There's no reason to get freaked out. I saw it. Shut up. There's nothing down here. Stop trying to scare me. Keep going. You press on. Nice. As you progress deeper into the mine, the knock grows more frequent. It's still distant, but much louder than before. The tunnel ends abruptly in front of you. A century-old ladder is the only way forward. In the darkness beyond, you can still hear the echoes of terrified teens, their panicked arguing bouncing around the pitch-black corridor. And here we are. The tunnel they crawled through passes through the chamber below. It shouldn't be hard to find them once we get down there. I've never been this far in. Congratulations, Stella. You got what you wanted. Tabitha crawls up the ladder and disappears over the edge. All right, let's do this. Stella hoists herself over the edge and begins the climb down. You walk to the ladder and climb down. I'm pretty sure this is the way back. Come on. Pretty sure? I thought you've been down here before. Okay, maybe I didn't get this far in, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I definitely remember the way out. Hurry, I don't want to be down here anymore. I think it was actually this way. Oh, shut up. No one even wanted you to come with us anyways. Becca! Yep, they're close, all right. Good thing they're so damn loud. It sounds like they're really lost. The voices around you, those of the teens and your companions, sound oddly distant. There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. You don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest. A desperate need to perceive and be perceived. Wrap yourself in the darkness of the pit. Hey, are you alright, Sonic? Bear witness. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Builders. Sonic, are you alright? Oh, thank God you're alive. It looked like you had a seizure or something. Then you and Tabby just conked out. I'm fine. You can barely open your eyes. You're not fine. Neither you move a muscle. I don't want you straining yourselves while you're still recovering from whatever that was. I'm gonna get you some help. I'll be back soon. I promise. Don't die on me, alright? You fade back out of consciousness as your companion clambers out of the pit, intent on your rescue. You raise up on your elbows, head still swimming from the visions, your surroundings coming back into focus. Your head throbs as the knocking continues, now magnitudes more intense than ever. Through it, you once again hear the panicked voices of bickering teenagers echoing down the stone corridors. Becca, you're just getting us more lost. It's this way. If you're so sure, then why don't you just leave? I can't believe I let Alex talk me into inviting you here in the first place. Becca, I'm just trying to help. I said go! Okay, I will. Alexis, you don't have to go with her. You know that, right? At the animated background? Pick a side, Alexis. I saw the stuff, go away. I didn't see that it was, animated. I'm sure Becca knows where she's going. She wouldn't lie. Sorry, Rosalina. I'll be able to see it in the VOD later. The increasingly desperate voices of the teens are drowned out by the thunderous knocking. You can practically feel the ground shake beneath you. You can almost see the walls vibrate with the intensity of the hellish sound. God, that knocking is not helping my headache. What the hell just happened? Those kids are lost. Forget about them, we're leaving. Rosalina appears, that was different. It was, yeah, and I'll be able to see it in the video later. Rosalina appears in the passageway to your left, out of breath and teary-eyed. I'm sorry I snuck off like that. I just wanted Alexis to think I was cool. The entire cavern shakes with the sound of rock fall. I don't know what the hell's up with this knocking, but that is the sound of a mine collapse. Quick, up the ladder, both of you.
Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down here. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise.
Do you have a death wish, little girl? This isn't a movie. The best thing we can do to help those girls right now is not be buried alive ourselves. Go after Becca and Alexis. Okay, let's do this. Sonic, don't do this to me. Start running. You start running towards Rosalina.
Thank you, they're back this way, hurry.
The mines shake with each new thunderous blow as bits of rock and dust fall off the ceiling and scatter on the floor around you. Rosalina leads the way, and Tabitha isn't far behind.
I thought you knew the way out. I thought you'd been down here a million times already. I was making it up, okay?
I swear to God, Sonic, if we get stuck down here... I'm glad you decided to come along. You won't regret it. We'll see about that.
We're coming. Just stay where you are. Rosalina, you came back. I don't want to die down here.
Grab them and start running. You reach forward and forcefully grab Becca and Alexis, silently pulling them behind you. Where was the animated bit? You quickly put your way back towards the entrance, pieces of rock littering the path around you. All you start climbing. Now! And she looked back at this thing, too. Once the last teen is up, Tabitha grabs onto the ladder and starts climbing. You follow suit and start climbing. This way, come on. Your cousin moves with the kind of swiftness you'd expect from someone who spent her entire life working in and around coal mines.
Why couldn't I have just listened to someone other than yourself, Becca? I'm sorry, okay? God!
You push forward, your burning muscles giving way to pure adrenaline. To your horror, you can see cracks forming on the walls of the tunnel.
Come on, we gotta go faster. We're almost there. I can see the entrance.
Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. And then the knocking fades and you feel safe, having arrived back at the entrance in one piece.
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Rosalina, are you okay? Clearly she's not okay, idiot. Shut up, Becca. It was your idea to go down there in the first place. This is your fault.
Shit. Why did this have to happen? When Stella woke up and you fell unconscious? With the ghosts? I saw the ghosts. They faded out. Shit. Why did this have to happen? Okay, the knocking stopped at least. All you stay exactly where you are. I'm gonna make some phone calls.
This really hurts.
And if it wasn't the ghost, then once again, I'll be able to see it later during the VOD, and I'll be able to tell you all about how cool it was and what my opinions were. Stella and Kanika pop their head through the mine entrance.
Tabitha just stormed out of there. Are you... Oh my God.
Alina, can you hear me? We're gonna get you out of here. Stella already called an ambulance.
But that means the cops are gonna come. They're gonna know I was drinking. They're gonna know we went in there to drink, right? Becca, that doesn't matter. If my dad finds out, he'll kill me. He can't know.
Becca squirms through the gap in the board and scampers away.
Don't worry about her, Rosalina. She's being an asshole.
One of us should wait by the gate to make sure they can find us up here. I should check in with Tabby, see if she needs help. We're gonna get you out. Everything's gonna be okay. All right, I'll go down to the gate. Rosalina, I'm so sorry. I'll be back soon. We're gonna get you out of here, and you're going to be just fine, okay? Sonic, keep Alexis safe until then.
Am I gonna die? Rosalina, don't say things like that.
No way. I've seen people bounce back from worse.
Thanks, Sonic.
Rosalina's breath comes in quick, irregular bursts.
If I don't make it, tell my dad I'm sorry. I'm the one who has something to be sorry about. This is all me and Becca's fault. We never should have gone down there.
It's not your fault. I went down there because I wanted to. Rosalina pauses, catching her breath.
Thank you, Sonic.
I'm glad everyone else made it out okay. Couldn't have done it without your help. You should stop hanging out with Becca. What are you trying to do? Make this some sort of after-school special? She's probably right, though. If we were just smart and brave like I wouldn't have let Becca drag me down there, and you wouldn't have had to go after us. And then you wouldn't be... You're the nicest person I know, Rosalina. This just isn't fair. Rosalina, can you hear me? Yeah, still awake. Just hurts like hell. Sorry, I shouldn't be pushing you to talk. I'll just hold your hand until they come back with help, okay?
Alexis grabs Rosalina's hand. Tears streak down both of their cheeks as you sit in silence together, waiting for the long, anxious moments to pass before help arrives. Some of my men are on the way with rock lifts. We'll get you out of there soon. They're over here, Earl. They're over here, Earl.
And Jesus H. Christ, you weren't kidding about the emergency. It'll still be a bit for the ambulance. The nearest depot's over in Brevard, so it'll be at least another half hour.
You heard the man. You have a half hour to get her out of there. Move it. Lena, sweetie, I'm here.
Dad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. It's okay. We're all here.
You can hang on, Rosalina. I know you can.
Tabitha's men quickly get to work and manage to pull Rosalina out from the rubble just as the ambulance arrives. Sir, I'm afraid there's no space in the back. What do you mean? I can't ride with her? You're better off driving behind us. We're heading to Brevard. It's quite a ways away.
Is she going to be okay? She's going to make it, right? Please, God.
Yes, sir. I promise you we're going to do everything we can to keep her stable. Her vitals are looking good. Rosalina, my poor baby. I'll be there as fast as I can, okay? I promise you won't be alone.
I love you, Dad.
The paramedics load Rosalina into the back of the ambulance and drive off. Oscar approaches you off to the side as the police talk to Tabitha and her men. What the hell happened in there?
Oscar, Rosalina and her friends got lost in there. Sonic went after them.
Sonic? You mean Sonic Scarlet? Oscar, I'm so sorry. It's okay, it's okay. At least nobody died. What happened, though? It was a horrible accident. Nobody could have known this would have happened. I mean, sure, but those kids maybe shouldn't have been in the abandoned coal mine in the first place. No, this was no teenager's fault. It's a parent's job to make sure their kids don't deliberately put themselves in these situations. Rosalina was mad at me, and instead of fixing the thing that was driving her away, I just ignored it. This is my fault. Oscar, I'm the parent here. I'm sure she thinks I'm making things up about our house being haunted, but I've seen things that I can't explain, and it's only gotten worse over time. She told us about the mine. For what it's worth, I believe you. She told us about it in the mine. For what it's worth, I believe you. No comment, but after tonight, I don't know. Once you're back from the hospital, we can check it out for you. Thanks, Stella. It means a lot. I've got to go.
Mr. Gutierrez, is it okay if I come too? I want to be there for her.
Of course, Alexis. It'll be good for her to see a friendly face. The two of them head over to Oscar's car and drive off. There was a stone carving on the wall of that pit. It gave me some sort of vision. I saw what happened to this place. Are you sure you didn't just hallucinate? You were at the bottom of an old mine. I know, Neeks. You weren't down there. Sonic and Tabby had, simultaneous seizures next to a creepy stone carving. It was like something out of a movie. What happens now? What happens now? We go home. Now hold on a minute, Miss Scarlet.
Mind if we have a quick word with the cousin, miss, in private?
Okay, fine, just make it quick. And don't you dare try to pull anything on her. She did nothing wrong here. Ladies, I'm afraid that means you too.
Don't you need to talk to us? We witnessed this too. Oh, sure, but that can wait. We know where to find y'all. You know where to find me, too. I live with Tabitha. What a coincidence running into you 2 nights in a row. This is my colleague, Deputy Derrickson.
Pleased to meet you, Sonic. Apologies for my absence yesterday. It was my special bowling night, you see. A man has to have his me time. But I was briefed on the events of last night, even though we're still not sure if what went on could be considered a crime.
Duque has been missing since then, though. We found neither hide nor hair of him. Could be he's just on extended hunting. We saw him die. I showed you the footage. We showed you the footage.
It wouldn't be the first time he's done something like that. I was told the footage showing his supposed body, but we couldn't get that camera working, so no way to confirm until we track him down.
Now, I understand both of these were terribly unfortunate accidents that had nothing to do with you being in the area, but as officers of the law, you have to understand that we get a little suspicious when we see the same face multiple times in a row.
And, we have to ask, what exactly were those teenagers doing in a shuttered mine owned by your family? And why were you down there with them?
We were chaperoning them.
We knew they were looking for trouble, and we figured if we were there, we could help them avoid the most of it.
Oh, sure. Good to watch out for younger folk.
Could have kept them out of the mines, though, if you were supposed to be looking after them. But teens can be difficult, I understand. I'm a father of 2 teen girls myself. The things they get away with.
All this to say, from here on out, Sonic, you should do your best to stay out of trouble. No more isolated trails in the woods or abandoned mines, you hear? It's all asking for trouble.
I'd suggest you try and have an uneventful week. The only place I want to see your face again is the funeral on Sunday. God rest Pearl Ann.
God rest her. Alrighty then, have a good one, Sonic.
Deputy Derrickson tips his hat to you. The 2 officers wander back towards the mine, Derrickson taking notes as they examine the scene. You make your way towards Stella and Kanika.
I just can't believe 2 nights in a row. Is it my fault, Neeks?
Stella, no. This is all just an awful coincidence. It's not your fault.
Oh, hey, guess the cops are done with you. What, are they going to take you in for being present at an accident?
Sorry if they gave you a hard time. Small town cops, you know?
Always blaming everything on drifters. Even acts of God, I guess.
Excellent. You didn't get arrested. Now come on, let's get back to the estate. I'd like to get some rest before I have to deal with the fallout of everything that happened tonight.
I'll see you tomorrow, okay, Sonic?
Tomorrow? You've already ruined my evening on 2 consecutive nights, Stella. What do you think you'll be doing with my cousin tomorrow?
We're going ghost hunting at Oscar's, remember? We talked about it in the mines. You were there.
I didn't think you were serious. Fine. If we're going to keep running into each other, we might as well have an open line of communication. I don't have Stella's number, so Sonic, you should make sure you do.
Toady?
Oh, sure. You give Stella your contact info. Don't worry, I'll only use this newfound power when it's truly urgent, like inviting you over for breakfast. Keep me posted on what she's doing. Let me know if that ghost hunt actually happens. It's weird that you care about what she's doing so much. Clearly I have to. Come on, let's go. Tabitha starts walking to her car, pulling you by your arm.
I'll text you when we're back.
Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You try to keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as she drives, wary of what might lurk behind the tree line. Sorry about today. Tabitha doesn't answer. Drop it. Tabitha's eyes remain fixed on the road. Ride in silence. Your eyes wander back to the tree line as you and Tabitha sink back into silence. Once we are done with this day, I will be ending the stream. We've gone on for nearly 4 hours. Wow. This is, I think, the longest I've ever streamed. You once again cross the threshold into the estate, the musty stench of the decaying mansion greeting you with its undertones of mildew and wood rot.
Well, this day was a lot more stressful than it needed to be. And I'm sure it's a precursor to a horrific, and I'm sure it's the precursor to a horrifically stressful week. I'm going to bed. I suggest you do the same. Good night, Tabitha. I'll see you in the morning. Tabitha turns and makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. You head up to your room and turn in. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. Y'all, these are those things, right? Kanika sends a picture of a pair of ditchlings. Oh, hi, babe. I saw him again, too. Another picture this time of them staring from the trees. Oh, sweet boy. I love you too. I'm so close to being done, and then we can play, and I can feed you treats, and it'll be great. WTF, these things are definitely not hairless monkeys, or raccoons, or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more to them being here than the mine collapse. No way I'm sleeping tonight. You think about looking out the guest bedroom window, but at this point, you're too exhausted. I love you, baby. The adrenaline from this evening is finally wearing off, replaced by the, sweetheart, creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slip down over your eyes even as you stare down at the ominous pictures on your phone. If it weren't for the pit of dread balling in your stomach, you would almost feel comfortable as you settled in between the covers, your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks, trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. Your eyes shoot back open, your heart pounding as the door to your room swings open. Just the cat. It's always just the cat. It's nice to see another living being, even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease, and you finally slip into a deep sleep. Ha! Now, see, what's interesting about this animation is it's so clearly not us, but it gets up from our bed, and I don't appreciate that at all. Bye. The Forbidden Wing. I mean, pretty much all of this place is a forbidden wing. The basement. Something's coming. Hold on, I can do that more mysterious. Something's coming. This is the end of episode 2. Episode 3 awaits. Proceed if you dare. We will save that here. Awesome. Thank you so much, Pastelberries55, for staying and hanging out with me. Thank you, everyone who follows, supports, likes, comments, chats. If you watch me consistently or use me as background noise, I'm just happy to be here doing this. As I stated in the game, I love being a streamer. I think it's very fulfilling. I think it lets me play games and make friends and be in the community in a cool way. I like being able to have that sort of older sibling, older cousin vibe. Of like, yeah, I'm sitting and playing my games while all of my siblings and cousins watch. That's what streaming feels like for me, and I say this every time. No problem. It was enjoyable, to say the least. Well, I'm glad. A little bit of my worry when I stream is that I'm not terribly enjoyable because I'm not focusing on like being like a presence and a personality. So it's nice to hear that I'm enjoyable. I hope you have a good rest of your night, and I'll see y'all. It's Monday. I'll see y'all Thursday. Bye.